Detroit Sports Alliance. Today I got with me 313JMO. Where you at, JMO?
What's good? What's good, everybody?
Yo, I also got the Gridiron Blitz. Derrick P. Fields is in the house on today. Where you at, Derrick?
I'm right here, baby. Let's go.
What's up? Also got my main man, last but not least, the field general, Luke G's in the house.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
What's up, you guys?
General.
I like that, man. I like that.
Y'all said what y'all said. I'm finna get in that mode now.
Yes, sir. The field general is in the house.
I love that.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of the Round Table with yours truly, TA.
I don't hear the Yeti, T. I don't hear the Yeti, baby. Make sure it's plugged up.
yeah, the Yeti's on.
Okay, all right.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, man.
Luke, they coming for your head already.
Okay, another edition, guys, of the Round Table on today. I am TA of Noble Sports Entertainment. We're gonna go ahead and get it in, guys. You know, today is gonna be one of them days where we interact with you guys big time on today because we know Thursday is the draft day, and this is the day that all of us and all of our mouths have been watering for, and this is it. So today we're going to the first question that we got out there, and I got for the fellas on today. Are you sold on TJ Hawkinson being the number 8 pick for the Detroit Lions in the 2019 NFL draft? Are you sold? Luke
Who's
G.
first? Luke G.
I mean, I'm absolutely so. I mean, Trigger easily puts it in there. He says, "Luke G, I love you, man, but your Bob Quinn analysis was off earlier. They're trading up. What evidence do you have that they're trading up?" You know, when I go through and I watch all these different, interviews, and I'm talking about I went through from every single one that Bob Quinn has ever done. From the time the season ended, I went through all the Matt Patricia's. I even did Rod Wood's video. They all were repeating similar things, but they were all mum on similar positions. And so to me, the idea that they're going to trade up after he says he doesn't have enough ammunition is valid. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs gave up a first, a second, swap thirds to pick up Frank Clark. You go through the other years, and you can see where. Now, listen, he says, "Remember me on Thursday."
I knew you was in the chat.
Okay.
No, man, you're completely wrong, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Did a video. Bob Quinn said in his last interview that they don't even have enough ammunition to trade up. They don't have enough to sacrifice to trade up.
Ooh,
that's what I realized.
Wait, how am I wrong then? We in agreement. What do you? We in agreement because that's what I'm saying. We're not trading.
I'm talking to Trigger easily, not.
No, Come on, Luke.
Okay, I was confused. I was like,
Luke, get with the program, Luke.
Keep up.
Listen, my bad. But no, I'm just saying, he clearly said he don't have enough ammunition. If you just go through and you look at each one of the trades that have happened over the last few years, I mean, it's who's paying that kind of money to move up?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, but hey, I'll remember you when the day come and they say TJ Hawkinson at 8. I'll remember you because you're gonna be on the show that day, and I'm gonna say, Trigger, call in because now you got to explain yourself, you know, and allow me to give you some of the luxuries of a few. Okay, and that's just the facts. I mean, so you know, but I just think that at the end of the day, I do get what you're saying, but I just don't see it happening.
We got some. There we go. All right, who next?
All right, I'll go.
Go ahead, J-Mo.
TJ Hawkinson, the conundrum, the reason I met Luke G in the first place.
Right. we back to that.
Why you say it like that?
Problem. The rant video.
Oh man.
But honestly, I wouldn't have any problem with us selecting TJ Hawkinson. I think he's a generational talent. They don't make him like him. You know, show me a tight end that's knocking over defensive linemen, and then we can have a conversation. I'm not the biggest Hawkinson fan, but like I said, I think he's a generational talent. So I'm cool. Give Stafford another weapon on top of Kenny Golladay and Carry on. I don't got no problems.
Okay.
Like that's, I don't even have much to say because I watched actual games that he actually played in. So I watched so much. I've seen so much. I'm sold on him. Even when I was mad about getting T.J. Hawkinson and I didn't want him, I was like, well, yeah, he is pretty good. It ain't nothing wrong with him, but no, I'm definitely on board.
You felt like the Lions had other needs besides?
Yeah, I do think they have other needs, but man, I can't have the Green Bay Packers getting this dude.
Oh man,
and that's people that don't realize we don't get a day with.
Yeah.
Man,
wait till you see this video I drop tomorrow.
Yeah, I got my jersey already.
Man.
Oh man.
Are y'all ready? So Derrick P, what you think about this? Are you sold on this Hawkinson thing, man?
Well, you know what, man? I actually am sold. However, I have a little bit of a feeling that he's I just feel like he's not gonna make it to us, man. I feel like
I'm agreeing with you, Derrick.
Yeah, I feel like
I have that same
if you don't see him making it to us, who do y'all see? Now, according to Bob Quinn, he focuses on the 3 top needs of the team. Mm-hmm. If you go through the 3 top needs of the first 7 teams, none of those top needs are tight end. So who is about to sit there?
Yeah, but just because that's the fact, don't mean they won't get him.
But hey, Luke, they'll do it just to be spiteful to us. You know what I mean?
Who are the tight ends in Jacksonville?
Yeah, that's what I was. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find out.
I think it's Mercedes, right? Mercedes Lewis.
No, Mercedes.
You want to get
no more. But who's
Mercedes Lewis or Julian Thomas?
I mean, Julian Thomas isn't really good anymore.
I know he's not there no more. But I'm just looking at it like this: who spends that kind of money? All right, like this is my thing. Who spends that kind of money on a quarterback and Nick Foles, and then go out and give him a tight end? What? No, you try to keep that dude up. Like to me,
it can happen.
Like we got more weapons than the Jaguars.
Man, I can't do that.
What is it that you can't do, Luke? What's going on, man?
It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Go and look at
people in the wish to existence, but I can see them taking.
If we was picking 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. I can see that being an issue. We're picking 8. And when I go through, you start off with the Arizona Cardinals. You thinking they taking a tight end? No. Okay, I didn't either. What about the 49ers?
No, they got
no.
Team.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, let's keep going. What about the Jets?
I don't know.
Never know.
Really?
No.
I'm being serious.
Hey, I think they're going with a defensive
generation, bro. Like people could take this dude. I'm trying to tell you.
I think they're going with a defensive guy.
But are they? That's just what they mocking to them. The Jets defense.
Okay, so here's the thing. Good. Trigger easily says TJ is going to be gone at 7. Nick Foles need weapons. Who are the receivers on? Who are the receivers on the Jacksonville Jaguars?
That's the point.
Marquise.
Okay, so check this out, guys.
That's the point. We don't know.
I looked at. Every team, most teams has a wire. Lions wire, Bears wire, whatever. Jags wire. Says that Tom Coughlin gives an interesting take on drafting a tight end early. And who do they got a picture of? Mr. Hawkinson. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I feel like that there's a big chance that he might not even make it. And I feel like if he doesn't, Jacksonville is probably going to be the one to take him. Now, I'm not the GM, so I don't know what they.
we don't know what they.
I feel like it's like a 35% chance. I'm not writing this off. They could take
either. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody said in the chat section. Seth Brown said DK Metcalf to Jacksonville.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
I can see that.
That makes
more sense than anything else. TJ, I don't see the Jacksonville Jaguars taking the tight end just by this virtue alone. They know that they got this quarterback that they don't make this investment in. They got the running back already, okay? Their offensive line is atrocious, okay? And the first thing that they're going to do is make sure that he stay upright. And when they go through and look, they're going to have their options between Johan Williams and Jawan Taylor. They're going to take Jawan Taylor because guess what? If they mess around and take the tight end first, Now they're gonna have to give up assets to trade back up to get a blocking tight end. It don't make sense. They can
look, you realize teams don't have to make sense, right?
No, some things don't make sense.
Teams do stupid stuff
because
all the time.
We've done it a lot too.
Sense.
Listen. Let's put it this way.
Don't make dollars.
Let's put it this way.
Like even last year draft teams was taking some questionable stuff.
I mean, but let's put it this way. Let's go through and let's just this is the thing. If you go through and you were to look at it from this standpoint alone, all you got to do is ask yourself, if all you doing is looking up to the seventh pick to say that tight ends where they're going to go. Now the question becomes, where are they going to take their linemen at? Because there's not many of them. There's depth there, but there are not many come in day one starters. There's just not there.
Well, who is this? Who's the Snow OG, man? Snow, he said can't wait for the real thing, especially being here. So is that a plus or a minus, man? And also we got 37 people. 37 people.
He said after being hearing the show, he can't wait for the real thing to see who. Yeah, because when he gonna see that Luke G is not crazy. And then he's going to see like oh, okay, Luke owned to something. That's what I'm saying. It's one of them things where it don't make sense. Now if they do take them, fine. Let
me ask you something, man. If they do take them, how is that going to make you feel? Like you said, it doesn't make sense. Is that going to make you potentially reevaluate some stuff, or just be like, well, sometimes, how is that? Because I know that stuff has to make sense to you. Like if it doesn't line up, and a lot of times you're right, brother. Like I'm not even going to play around. But how is it? Is that going to change anything at all? Like your outlook?
No, I mean, no. The process stays the same. That's why I was doing the process of elimination earlier. When you go through and you look at the different draft picks, let's say that they do take them. The Lions' first goal is to trade out of that pick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So if they get an offer that can't be refused, somebody mess around like Seattle, who may decide, well, I want the tight end, and I'm willing to give you both my first round picks and whatever else, and they sit there like, oh, well, make that sweeter and put in some seconds. They might be like, okay, we'll trade back and work our board that way.
Yeah.
So my stand has always been trade down first, but if they're stuck there, it's going to be TJ Hawkinson. And the more that I did the research, it looks like it's going to be the tight end. You don't go out, talk to every free agent tight end last year, then try to trade with every team who's willing to trade a tight end, and a lot of them fell through. Then you come out, talk to every tight end at the NFL draft. Then you turn around, go out and sign one free agent tight end on a very, very, very beautiful contract. And then outside of that, you added another tight end who you want to give him a shot to make the team. But the truth is, he said it himself. You need to be able to be on all three downs, pass block, and run routes. Who or what other tight end do all that besides TJ Hawkinson?
So you saying, Luke, basically he put the clues out there for everybody on what
he been telling us the truth the entire time. We just been ignoring it.
So everything is smoke screen. So basically what you're saying is it's been hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Matthew Huntley says Bob will draft someone we have not thought of. Who? I've literally went through it. He's already said that in this particular draft, because he plans on never, ever, 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 ever again drafting this high again. He's already said he's going to take the best player available for a need. Their need is tight end. Who's the best player available for that? Because if you were to go through the list and say best player available at DN, he likes his defensive line. Go back and listen to all those videos. He praises that defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not taking defensive line, which I also shows you in my video. I showed you the players that he met with. They're all mid-round guys.
Hey, Luke, you better be right, man.
Now, Matthew Huntley make a very good point, and I love his intelligent level to come back with that quick one. He says, "How can I answer that if I haven't thought of it?" I feel like he put his finger to his mouth, like my man off the Austin Power. Like he just put his finger to his lip, like.
You talking about Dr. Evil?
Yeah, Dr. Evil. Right? Like, come on, man. Give that man some love, man.
I knew you was over there hooking it up, man. I knew it. I can feel it around, man.
Now, Patrick Taylor says, I like Irv Smith. Irv Smith was on my list of suspects because he is probably the second prospect based on the schools that they picked those first-round picks from, being the SEC. So he would be my second guess. But, again, I think he can be had if they trade it down. And they would be okay doing that, trading down, picking him up because it gets options. But I think if they trade down, it's going to either be Jalen Ferguson or Jonathan Abrams. Those are the two people that they met with the most in this process.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, shout out.
Yeah, I'm hearing Jalen Ferguson might be a second-round pick, though.
I think he is a second-round pick, but if you figure, so I think that what's going to happen is they're hoping that some of these quarterbacks don't get picked up. They're hoping that the Giants be stupid with David Gettleman and don't pick them up. And then what happens is it makes it so that they can trade down.
We can bank on that then.
Like the Bengals. You know what I'm saying?
We can bank on that then.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if you
come on, man, David Gettleman is the worst GM I've seen since I've been alive. Besides the Lions ones,
so Zach Nasty asks me, why do I like Ferguson so much? It's not that like, I just love Ferguson so much. It's that when you look at what they put out there criteria wise, where they talk about versatility, high football IQ. I know there's this thing going around talking about the Wonderlic score, but the lowest of all those scores was Rashawn Gary. I don't care about the Wonderlic score because half those questions on there I probably couldn't answer.
What is a Wonderlic score?
Like, what is the Wonderlic?
The Wonderlic score is this. It basically is like an exam that tests your process of thought. So like it may give you things that you should know the answer to, like apple is to fruit as say
that's irrelevant.
Something into like maybe
like you don't need that.
Now that I understand what it is, man.
That's gonna be looking for no food on no field.
I don't care if my boys say apple is the shoes. Can you tackle? Like
can you hit?
The Wonderlic to me don't mean nothing because the Wonderlic. I'll give you a perfect example of why the Wonderlic don't. Look at Charles Haley. Charles Haley said that he never knew not one play. He just knew how to get to the quarterback.
That's it.
It's but like,
that's all I need to know.
You think Lawrence Taylor knew plays?
Lawrence Taylor, he learned plays. He learned plays once Bill Parcells got there. He said it numerous of times in his books. Yes, I read football books. He said it numerous of times in his books.
He read the books, but he never had to apply any of that stuff.
Right, and he never
move out the way.
Yeah, he said many times that he is learned it then, but a lot of that stuff I don't care about. It's about reading the reaction. If you can't read it, half the people, even with even Micro Mike can contest to this. In the military, the difference between most situations when it's life and death is your read and react. A lot of people freeze up in that moment and they read it, but they didn't react. So for me, I look for the read and react parts of it that makes sense. Which, by the way, please, people, go and check out Micro Mike's page, man. We're trying to get that man to 100 so we can keep this man going.
And make sure you check out Troxel Sports too, man. We're trying to get.
Absolutely, man.
Check out Troxel Sports Talk. Check out the Risky Football Talk. I don't know if they're linked in the description.
Detroit Drew too, I think.
Yeah, don't forget about Detroit Drew, man.
And Detroit Drew. So I just want y'all to put those out there. But for me personally, I just want to make it known to people that there are two players that I can see going there. And originally I was thinking Cody Ford, but the evidence don't support Cody Ford. And the reason I don't see Cody Ford being that is because Bob Quinn, Rob Wilson, and Matt Patricia have all said the following: there's depth at interior offensive line in the mid rounds. And then I go and look at all the players that they met up with, they're all mid round people.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Oh, shout out Nomas. Make sure y'all go follow Nomas too. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Brandon Anderson says Quinn and Patricia already said they have questions about who they bring in. I will be looking to people they have barely talked to, of course.
Yeah.
That's why when you go to Buffalo and you don't even talk to Khalil Hodge, like I kind of start dancing. I'm like, oh, that's like a confirmation right there.
Yeah.
I could see them picking him up. And there's a lot of players that you think they would communicate with that they didn't, and then players that you like, why are they even talking to this guy?
Right. Because I saw that on their list, like guys that they talked to, and I'm like, man, what are they talking to them for? But
just to do it, so that way keep people guessing.
Guessing. You know what I mean? Talk to Colin Murray. We got to do our due process.
Now, hold on. William Core said, it says you guys see what's going on with Pat P. Pat P.
Who's Pat P?
Who is Pat P?
I don't know. I thought maybe y'all knew.
No, I know who Pat P
is. I don't know.
Patrick Peterson?
I don't know.
Could be.
He probably didn't go to practice or something, or go to something. I don't know.
I don't know. I can tell you this much. I can tell you this much. When you talk about that Buffalo example, he said in numerous videos that it's no way possible for him to go and see all these prospects. But you telling me you went to Buffalo's pro day and you talked to every prospect but Khalil Hodge?
Yeah. I don't believe that.
I mean, it just lets you know. It lets you know, man. It lets you know how it goes.
And we haven't gotten any linebackers in free agency.
No.
So if they're going to a school, like, they're gonna talk to the best linebacker and one of the best linebackers. That makes no sense.
And here's the thing: they brought this up. They brought this up in the conversation. They did say silence is key, and on top of being silence is key, he brought this up too. If you go back and you look at the history of who he's drafted, he's always taken people who won awards. If you go back and look at it, Taylor Decker had won like the award for best offensive lineman, and then Frank Ragnow, he had like some type of award for not giving up sacks and stuff like that. But he also said in his videos that versatility is the key. So I'm just saying, I could be wrong. I am not the authority. I'm not the authority, people. Let me repeat this. I am not the authority. I'm just telling you, using the investigative skills, I am looking at certain things, and I'm telling you that TJ Hawkinson is going to be the pick. They spent too much time in the season, in the offseason, trying to fill the tight end position, because they didn't just talk to Jesse James. They were talking to other tight ends too. But he said the contracts were ridiculous that they wanted.
Yeah. Man, all right. Look, we've been ignoring this for a while on purpose, but DK Metcalf and Lions will never be in the same sentence for the rest of the time.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Trying to even play with entertainment and stuff like that. Come on, man.
It's not even close. I mean, even if you look at the players that they met with at receiver, they all do something different than DK Metcalf. And one of the things is that they're all deep threats. They all have versatility in either the return game or high point jump in the ball.
Greg Gore said we letting go of Marvin Jones and taking DK Metcalf, bro.
No, the contract money won't allow for it. It just won't allow for it. Just go and look at the contract, Greg, and you'll see that they're not taking that kind of hit. He wants more cap.
William Forless says, according to Patrick Peterson, he deleted all his Arizona ties today, is what he's saying, like off social media and stuff.
Oh,
all right, man. You know what? You need to slide in them DMs like, yo, what up, Pat Pete?
Hey, yo, Pete.
How you doing?
Yeah, and I guess he didn't attend voluntary minicamp either today.
Now,
Ryan, slide in them DMs, bro.
Snow Oil OG, how you say that? He says, hope you're right, Lou G. Now you will have me disappointed if we don't take him. I'm telling you right now, everything that I looked at, I swear, everything that I look at, all the efforts that they made to get a tight end. And if you go back and just look at New England, this is the thing. And Detroit's own Big Will hit me up and told me this. And shout out to him. He made a very good point. He said this. He said this to me, and it made a lot of sense. He said, if you look at Matt Patricia and you look at Quinn, they both started out in New England in the early years as scouts, and they just worked their way up to become a coordinator. He worked his way to become a general manager. And he said, if you look at how they've been building this team, he said they have always maintained good tight ends. And I had to go through and look, and sure enough, they have always maintained good tight ends and used them in a variety of ways. And that's exactly what they're doing this time around, for what I can see.
Okay.
I gotta take a moment, TA. Let me holler at and give a big shout out to Matthew Huntley. Dropped your boy $20 yesterday in a super chat. I just, I want to make sure I acknowledge him. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And no, what? No, what? What, man?
No, I know why he said no, bro.
What's he doing, man? Why you say?
We appreciate you, got it. Talking about. Now we have to address something in the chat. Somebody said something about getting Devin Bush, and
Oh, okay, I got you.
So somebody in the comment section said,
Case scenario: Chandler Jones and their 3rd round pick for the Bucks' 5th overall pick to get
who is Dolo Dynamite? Okay, I see.
Yeah, Dolo Dynamite. That's what I was trying to read that one.
Hey, Risky, show me the Lions trade. I ain't trying to trade him to no other team.
So they said enough with talking about this first pick. Who's coming behind? If we're getting Hawkinson, who's coming behind him in that 2nd pick, which is going to be probably one of the most crucial picks? What do you think they're grabbing, Luke? Do you think that they're grabbing a?
We're gonna start with Derrick on this one because I got a good idea with it, but I saw Devin Bush name.
All right, so listen, guys. I love y'all.
We gotta assume that we didn't trade back first. So this whole scenario, this is assuming we not trade back because that enhances the possibilities to a lot.
Yeah, man. Listen.
So assuming we don't trade back.
Look, I love y'all, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm ready for Thursday at 8, man. I'm sitting here and I'm just like, can we please talk about something else? But man,
the Lions say DK Metcalf, bro, I'm gonna cry.
Haven't even thought.
The truth
I
is,
really haven't.
The draft is important, though.
I know it's important.
No, listen, it's just this is the diehard fans, though. Like, I'm not saying you ain't a diehard.
Let me
be clear.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that you ain't a diehard, but if you look at the diehard fans, diehard fans want to know this because they're trying to do the same thing I was doing, which is put that puzzle together. So that's why it's a topic.
No, I understand that. I get that, and I'm just saying, diehard or not, it's like hold on.
What's going on? Whoa, beast mode.
Why is it everything? Beast mode. I speak is something that pop off in the chat. What's going on?
Beast mode says that I would rather have. He said I would rather have Montez Sweat.
No, you don't say his name. Call him the guy from
listen. He said he talks about he says I'd rather have him over Metcalf, but I just don't see that neither of those being an option. Now, to answer the question for the 2nd round pick, Derrick, who do you think they're going to take in the 2nd round?
I told you, man. I'm tired, bro. Look, I gotta plead the 5th, man. I'm just tired.
You can't plead the 5th.
I'm ready to talk about something else, man.
What are you ready to talk about? I mean, right now the topic is who do they take in the 2nd round?
Are they taking a linebacker, corner?
Okay.
Will they take a kicker?
All right. Somebody. Because you know why, guys? Honestly, man, it's like my mind is like in a twist right now because there's so many possibilities, right? So if they trade back, then we don't know what they're gonna get. If they're gonna get, so it's just like I'm tired of trying to process that. I hope you guys really can understand and don't bother me in this chat. I'm just tired, man.
Nasty says you at the round table with the hands up. Like, what do you mean?
It's easy.
We should have invited somebody else, man.
What'd you say?
He said we should have invited somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm tired, bro. Y'all can be tired. Y'all don't talk football all the time, man. I'm on every day dropping football videos. I'm tired.
That's
it.
Well, if the Lions, it's clear that it's clear he don't want to talk draft. So we should not.
I'm not going to talk. I'm just tired of talking draft. So to answer your question, I haven't even thought about it, man.
Well, since Derrick is like that, I'm not tired. I'm getting more excited about
talk
it.
About it. Right.
Thank you. Go ahead, y'all.
I don't know. Like this is. I mean, I can't remember a draft where we've had this many picks and we've been picking at 8. I mean, like the Lions have had some bad seasons, but we've only picked this high twice in Stafford's tenure. Like it's not. It really hasn't been like last time we had 10th and we know who that was. So it really hasn't been that many times where we had a chance to pick at 8, and every time that we picked that high, the player we picked was a bust. I think besides, I think Sue was a first round. Was he a first round pick?
Yeah, he was the number 2 pick overall.
Number 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sue was the only one that wasn't a bust. Every other pick that we picked this high was a bust, and that completely ruined our season and our team for years to come. So I feel like this year with the 8 overall picking in the second round, if we took a tight end in the first round because we got to do these ifs and buts, and we didn't trade back, then second round I think we will be taking a cornerback. I don't know which cornerback though.
Well, based on what Bob Quinn said, he said that the more picks he has, the more he can double up on picks. And to me, it's clear to me that in the second round, you have to now go to the next biggest need for the Detroit Lions. And while many would say that it is corner, the truth is it's offensive line. So you're going to expect to see some names come off of offensive line with versatility, and those names can be anywhere from Drew Samaya out of Wisconsin or Oklahoma. I'm trying to draw a blank on his school, but it could be anywhere from him. And then the next thing that he's looking for is he's looking for a ball player. So you can see anybody from Drew Samaya to Taylor Rapp. They're going to keep the middle of the field locked up. You have the D line locked up in the middle of the field with Snacks Harris. You have Gerard Davis at the middle linebacker, and your safety would then be a ball hawk. And it could, like Seth Brown said, could be Juan Thornhill, but I think it's going to be safety or offensive line.
About Quinn, what he said about the offensive line, I don't think he's going to take an offensive. Now, we got 2 first-round picks that are different, but I don't think he's going to take one in the second round.
Oh, yes, he is. Because the thing that I went through is when I look at the list of players that he looked at, they were all mid-round guys, right? But I looked at the schools where he was talking to those players, and then I looked at who he didn't talk to. And to me, that was more telling. They met with Frank Ragnow at another person's pro day, and they talked to him for a brief moment, and he said he didn't hear anything after that. Boom, he was selected. So I think that there's a good change for it, and appreciate it, Brendan Anderson, Oklahoma. Thank you. So to me, I think it's going to be a lineman.
Oh, you went to Oklahoma?
Hey,
yeah,
Oklahoma are one of the best offensive lines in that college.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's just the way. That's just the way I see it lining up. I think it's going to be one of those things where, I think it's going to be one of those things where the 2 possible strong positions I see is going to be safety and offensive line. And the reason I don't give that much more press for the linebackers is because he actually said he loves what that setup is. So I'm like, okay.
Somebody about to draft with 3 linebackers talking like that. But I feel like if the offensive lineman comes, it's going to be because it's best player available. I think after that first round, I think Bob Quinn is really going to start taking best player available. So the best player is a stud linebacker that fell, or a stud cornerback, or a stud safety that fell. I mean, for all we know, this is we know this is impossible, but for all we know, somebody like what's his name? Not Metcalf, but the other Hakeem Butler. What if he fell to the second round somehow?
Well, he is going to fall to the second round. I think there's 2
and I really I think he's the best receiver in this draft. And we know that's not a need, but if they really going best player, you never know what they'll do. Yeah. So I think best player is really, really in play. So we gonna have to pay attention.
Now, Derrick, you say who they taking in the second round?
I hear crickets.
Yeah, he did that on purpose. He thought that my mic was muted. Yeah, man. I told y'all, man, I'm tired, bro.
Hey, yeah. Somebody in the comment section said if we pick Rapp, where does he fit with Walker and Diggs? Please answer me. Answer me on that.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry. If we pick who?
Taylor Rapp. Where does he fit with Walker and Diggs?
They run a lot of 3 tight end systems, and a lot of the times that tight end is generally a hybrid tight end that they're disguising to cover tight ends. So that safety that they're bringing in, that third safety is going to have to act as a linebacker / safety, somebody who can run with the tight ends to keep them at bay. So that's why you see how Taylor Rapp come in. And Taylor Rapp loves contact.
I think you can, man. Taylor Rapp is one of them players. I feel like you can put him almost anywhere in the defensive backfield. So they'll find somewhere to put him.
Now, Javon says, it's Javen. Okay. Javen Evans says, Luke, what does Justin Coleman bring to the team?
I wanted to read that. I was going to read that.
He brings what he's going to do is if you remember, I don't know if you see my video, but in the video he was talking about people who can play all 3 downs in the nickel set because they're going to be in the nickel set 75% of the time. So what he brings a slot corner who can eliminate the underneath stuff that people may want to try to do, forcing the ball to either go deep or behind the line of scrimmage. So what he brings to there is he brings a legitimate improvement to our slot corner position because we were getting destroyed at that spot by slot receivers. And he's going to make sure that is no longer an issue for us, similar to what Snacks Harris did for the run game.
And I don't mean to correct Luke G, but not legitimate. I'm talking about a massive, incredible, catastrophic improvement from Nevin Lawson. Coleman go like we don't know what it looked like to have a good slot corner. Like we don't even know what it looked like.
Right.
Because you got to know how to intercept the ball.
There go Greg Gore. Welcome, Greg. He said Coleman brings the short.
Greg.
Justin Coleman gets interceptions and he takes them back for touchdown.
And again, y'all got to keep in mind, man, when I'm going through giving y'all this information, I'm going through based off what I'm hearing our general manager and head coach is saying. I'm literally taking the stuff that they're giving me and coming up with it. I'm also doing it based off what our scheme fit is, what the directions is, what the needs is, and what has been the history. That's how I come to these different conclusions. It's not like I just come up and randomly just say, I'm going to stick to this. I go and watch the film and I go, we sucked here. This is what we need to fix.
Now,
Sag Nasty.
What did
he said that if the Lions draft Ferguson, period, I'm pissed. And Sag Nasty, this is what I'm going to tell you. If this was last year and we told you that the Lions were going to draft a Shanahan in the first round, what would you have said? In the fourth round, what would you have said? You probably would have trashed him, said he wasn't nothing and he don't fit the system. Got to realize if we taking Jalen Ferguson and he's going to be amazing in our system, you can't just think about what they did in college. Because Matt Patricia knows how to use players to their best ability.
I mean, the best example is just go and look at Calvin Noy. I mean, even though he was in the wrong system here in Detroit, you put him in the right system, and he shined. You know, now Patrick Taylor says, "I think we should try Jamal Agnew."
Right, you said it's the first round pick, and Deshaun Hand is going to be one of the best players we ever. That's my point.
They are going to use him they are going to use him more at receiver and get him in the mix because of his speed.
Yeah.
And then Frederick Williams says, Luke G, what is your take on Danny Amendola already making his mark with Kenny Golladay? I'm excited because when I watched those interviews and he was very clear that the way that Danny Amendola works out has changed the way that he approached the game. It changed the way he's going to run routes.
What? Wait a minute. Look, say that one more time.
Y'all have to understand the question. The question is they had to them up talking about it. Okay. And he was very clear that the one thing that Danny Amendola, because y'all got to keep in mind, Danny Amendola is here to be a bridge player. I've always said that his contract means that he's going to be on the roster. He's a bridge player, but they still need receivers. And what Danny Amendola is really here for, he's interviewing for a coaching job because this might be his last season and he's probably gonna end up being a receiving coach, similar to what happened to Byron Leftwich. But what I'm saying is he said that Danny Amendola is taking on a role of showing him how to work out to be a better receiver. Now, part of this can be scary because it ain't like Danny Amendola been healthy, so his workout probably ain't working, but his route running is there.
He hasn't been healthy though.
That's what I'm trying to. I don't understand.
I look at the amount of games he's played, and he's played 14, 15, and 15 games. Like he's playing in these games.
That's what I be trying to understand.
That's one thing I don't get because I look at players, the amount of games they play when people say they're injury prone. Like I look at Trey Flowers. I'm like, he only had one season where he played 8 games. Other 2 seasons he played 14 and 15 games. So how is he injury prone?
Right. That's the first thing everybody says when they mention him. It's the first thing.
He played 14 games last year.
Yeah, because he's always out. That's the reason why.
Yeah, because and the thing is, he's always out. It's sort of like he's always out at the perfectly wrong time. Like I needed you here in this game. Where are you? So and that's the problem. And I think ultimately, Go Lions hit this nail on the head because this one right here deserves to get some love.
Wait, hold on, wait. Fred, hold on, buddy.
He says, I believe whoever we take will fit the system, and that is the goal.
Okay, wait, Fred, let me address this. Can I please address this? Please. It says Frederick Williams. Fred Williams says, I have to agree with Luke. Danny Amendola has brought much needed excitement to this team. That's true, Luke? Is that true?
That's true.
Yeah, man, come straight, Gridiron.
No. I am coming straight, man. Look, me and Luke, this is what we do, man. This is what we do. Wait, hold on. Let's go back.
Derrick is saying,
Derrick, you don't think Luke was throwing some salt on me earlier, bro? He was sprinkling a little of that salt.
I mean, I sprinkle some salt too, but I do know, and you're the only one who supported Danny Amendola and said he was that dude.
He's the only one.
So, Frederick Williams, we got to give him some credit for that.
Yeah, I got to
he's been riding with Danny since before we got him.
Here's the thing. I want to be clear. He, as in he, meaning that the Gridiron Blitz, aka Derrick P. Fields, was the one who said that he would love for Danny Amendola to come here. And my response to that is, for what? We're trying to get younger. Right? Because we're trying to get younger, and on top of getting younger, I'm like, he's going to want a certain amount of money. Now, newsflash, he did make less than he made $6 million the previous year. He's going to make roughly around $5 million this season. So with that being said, we were both right. But the thing that he asked me was,
okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
The thing that he asked me was, he was asking me the question as it pertains. He was asking me the question as it pertains to what Kenny Golladay said about what Danny Amendola has been showing him. That's new. And so,
well, my whole point was, when Danny Amendola first came up, there was absolutely nothing positive said about him from anybody other than me. And I'm not even trying to throw salt or nothing like that. So I was just, having fun with the situation, man, because I think it was funny. I just saw a guy, free agent, played in New England, put in some work, was like, wow, he probably could come cheap, whatever. So I'm giving y'all a hard time, man. That's all.
No, it makes sense. Like I said, you don't want to talk about the draft. You just want to talk about when you was right on that one thing.
I want to talk about the wait, hold on, y'all. Wait.
I got you.
Guys in the chat. Hey, give me a comment if Luke was throwing some salt at first. And now he's gonna try to say, I don't want to talk about it. If Luke was throwing salt,
it's not salt. Y'all said, listen, this is what we did. Before we got on people, they said today gonna be the open mic day. We gonna have fun. So I'm having fun.
I am too. We all having fun.
Hey, Derrick, you having fun?
I am.
Yeah, man. Nope. If Kenny Golladay,
awesome.
Man, I don't know. I think Kenny Golladay, man, working with Danny Amendola, this dude's about to be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got another question for you guys. The question out there is, okay, I know we've been talking a lot of draft talk, and we've been talking about all these different players, but we're going to talk about some Lion guys, and what do you see the ceiling for these guys this season? So my first person that I got that I want to talk about is Kerryon Johnson. The reason why I want to talk about Kerryon, because I know Kerryon is our running back. He's our guy. Where do you see Kerryon Johnson being in year 2? What did you see the ceiling for him in this season coming up? JMO.
I think a healthy Kerryon easily runs for 1,000 yards. And I mean, you know what? I don't care. I'm embracing my bias. The way I think the running back landscape, you got, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon, you got Ezekiel Elliott, you got Kareem Hunt, you got Saquon, and then it's Kerryon. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I think he's going to get 1,100 yards, somewhere between 300 and 400 yards receiving and like 6 or 7 touchdowns. I think surprisingly he's going to be able to get those short yardage situations when we give him a chance, if we give him a chance to do it.
Now, do you think he'll get more carries than he got last season? Because last season they was so unfair, man, with the carries.
I mean, we had the worst offensive coordinator in NFL history. What do you expect?
Hey, I hope so.
Kerryon is so good that the worst offensive coordinator in NFL history had to start giving him carries because he was too good. Like, y'all realize that, right? Wow. This man, we don't mention his name. This man was so unintelligent. I'm being very nice.
Man, so a lot of
people know to use him, and Kerryon was so good. He was like, oh, he's really good.
So J-Mo, so a lot of people is pretty much agreeing with you, man. You got a lot of people saying that he's going to rush over 1,000 or 1,300 or 1,800.
14 touchdowns. I don't know about all that. I see like 6 to 8 touchdowns.
Mm.
Okay.
You gotta remember, like Stafford he's the offense, so he's gonna get most of the touchdowns.
Yeah.
Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, Micro Mike said he is 2 subs away from 100. He is so close. Let's make sure we get our other DSA members a fair shot and get him up to that 100. So let's hit those subscribe buttons, fellas. Let's get over there and because he got some stuff coming that we've talked about that I can't wait for, and I think it's very interesting how he's coming up with these concepts. So definitely check him out, man. He's 2 subs away.
Coyote 5.0 said he see him getting 20 touchdowns. Then right under it, some dude said to him, guys, Quinn will not burn him out. CJ may get a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't have Kerryon getting 10 plus touchdowns this season, because a lot of players are going to be getting those touchdowns. Who's ever the tight end, CJ Anderson himself, and our wide receivers.
So are you saying somewhere around 8 touchdowns is pretty much fair?
Yeah, 6 to 8 touchdowns from him.
Okay. That's not a lot, man. That's not a lot.
You laughing at Risky?
Man, this dude is crazy, man. Risky says, I am 74 away from 100. Please go.
Well, Risky, hey, that's better than it was, man.
Yeah, I feel you, Rick.
Risky is crazy. Risky said, I'm 74. Please let's go and subscribe to Risky Football Talk, man.
No, but the reason why I said that, Noble, is I don't think Kerryon, we're going to use him on a goal line, but I feel like he's going to be used to get us in the red zone. Then after that, all of our plays are going to be going to the tight ends and the wide receivers.
Okay.
So every time he doesn't get in, then we just going to switch the playbook, because that's how they're going to do it. And plus, we still got CJ Anderson. Like, I'm telling you, man, CJ Anderson is going to be a beast. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. Because I know when we get running backs, for some reason, when they're older, you know what I'm saying, they end up not working out. You know, we know with the LeGarrette Blount, he became a tap-toe dancer.
He tried to be Kerryon Johnson. He felt inferior.
He became
Le'Veon Bell. He was taking place since Le'Veon was out. He was trying to be him. That's all.
Right. He felt inferior. Kerryon felt he had something to prove. You just put your head down, you would have did your job.
I know.
Yeah. We didn't need him to
made him play with Ty Gurley, so we know he ain't about to do nothing but his job.
All right, so we got another. Okay, Luke G, I want you to let me know what you think about Kerryon, his ceiling this season. What you think about Kerryon?
I mean, they've already said that he's, they're not going to ride him like that. So, I mean, I think his ceiling's going to be whatever the offensive coordinator makes it.
Yeah. So how many carries? So how many carries you think he's going to average on the season? Like probably about 10, 12 carries on the season?
No, he can't. He can't average that. He's got to average about 16 carries a season.
Okay.
A game? You talking about a game?
Yeah,
a season. Yeah, I mean the average is going to come. It's going to be a game. I mean, like Bob Quinn talked about this. If we got a game where it makes sense to run the ball 40 times, we're going to run it 40 times. If we got a game that it makes sense to throw the ball 40 times, we'll throw it. So he talked about that.
Right. So for example, so like when we beat the Chargers, Stafford going to be throwing all over the place. But when we beat the Chiefs, Kerryon going to be running down their throat. Right.
He's going to have to run. Yeah, he definitely going to have to run.
Oh, wait.
What's that?
Neil the Clown says, I'm from Iowa. I've been to a lot of Iowa State games last year. All right, Neil, let's talk about this, man. What is your thoughts on what you've seen from those games? Let us know in the chat what from the games that you've seen at Iowa State, Iowa. What do you think of the players that we're talking about, the Hakeem Butlers and the TJ Hawkinsons? No offense out there. Talk to us, man. Now, who turn was it on? It was on Derrick. Derrick, you up? My bad. I just saw that and I wanted him to kind of put that in the chat so we can,
I think sky's the limit, man. He was real disappointed in himself that he wasn't able to finish last season, and he even said in the offseason what the work he was going to put in to get even stronger. So I do believe that the sky is the limit for Kerryon Johnson, man. He would definitely get over 1,000 yards. and he's gonna give us that running punch that we need. And as far as CJ, I mean, I don't feel like CJ gonna croak out on us like the rest of these running backs have. You know, I think he's gonna put in his work as well, man, and we're not gonna be disappointed with this entire thing.
Now, listen, let me just go ahead and make this quick announcement, people. Micro Mike has just hit 100 subscribers.
Wow. Man, congratulations, Micro.
Congratulations, Mike.
Yes, congratulations. He has just hit 100 subscribers. Here's to the next 1,000 because I think he has got great content, and I look forward to working with him again and seeing him grow. So, man, it's congratulations, Mike, man. You know, keep up the good work. Now we got to work on risky. We got to get risky football talk up to 100. We got to get Troxel Sports Talk up to 100. Okay, we got to get this thing rolling, people. Man, we got 57 people in the chat. We got 20 likes. We got to get that up.
Come on, man.
Now, for those people who are a little skeptical about the like button, just do it. Let's not play around with this, okay? Okay, let's not play around with
Never gets old, man. I love that.
You know, let's not play around with this, all right? Let's get it, people.
Okay, so we're gonna go next to our one of our star stud receivers, Kenny Golladay. What do you see Kenny Golladay doing in year 3? What is the ceiling for Kenny Golladay? And I'm gonna give it to Derrick P.
Man, he's gonna be top 10 in the league, man. If not top 5. Luke is killing me with that, man. He's killing me with that, man. Is that a recording of me saying no? I mean, good Lord, man. Man, wow, bro. Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. My bad, everybody. Derrick is speaking. Let's give him a drum roll. Go ahead, man.
No, seriously, man. I can't even with this guy, man. He said we said have fun, man. Yeah, that's it. I'm off, dude. That's it. Yes. He was spectacular last season. I mean, some of the catches that he was making, I was like, man, this dude is shades of Calvin, man. But I think he set itself apart from CJ. You know what I mean? Because I think CJ a lot of times had a lot of separational guys, and he could outreach guys by a lot, man. But this dude is a beast, man. So I can't wait to see what he got for us.
Yes, Roland G. He says, "What the like button look like, Luke? You mean this? Yes, that thumbs up. Let's get that thumbs up going. Appreciate it.
Let's get them likes up, baby. Let's get them likes up.
All right. Who you got next up for the Kenny Golladay?
I got you up, Luke. Luke.
Kenny Golladay numbers, in my opinion, if the Lions do what I think they're going to do, it's because his numbers are going to suffer a little bit. And the reason that is because we're going to be a more balanced team. If I was playing fantasy football, which I absolutely hate fantasy football to all levels of life because I think it ruins sports. But matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video on why I hate fantasy football.
Okay.
Why I hate fantasy sports altogether, man. Fantasy sports is ruining football, man. This is why half these people in here angry, man.
Yeah, because fantasy they ain't getting them points, huh?
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. This might be biased for me to tell you what happened, but it was one year I'm sitting up there and I'm watching the Lions play the Bears, and I didn't even realize that I had people in from the Bears on my fantasy team. So the Lions is beating the brakes off of them, right? Jay Cutler messing up, people falling over themselves, Matt Forte trying to figure out where a hole at. Everything's going great. I'm excited. My team is winning. I look up and my friend sends me a message. He goes, "Man, that was an easy 100." I said, "Easy 100? What you talking about?" I look at my fantasy team, and the team that I put up there was most of the players came from the Bears. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, now what did I just do wrong? And after that, I said, I'm over it. Every time I talk to somebody, they want to tell me about, well, my fantasy team, he did great. That is not the truth on what's happening. So, yes, fantasy sports suck. But to me, his numbers are going to take a step back. His number going to take a step back. And because I think they're going to be a run first team and more balanced. So I think his numbers is going to take a small step back.
Wow, so you don't see him eclipsing back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
He'll still get 1,000 because I mean the one thing about him is he has the ability to get behind the defense. But I think that in terms of like how we saw some of them crazy plays, you're not gonna get too many of those because the focus is going to be on team stopping the run. Now that could open it up for him, but I think we're going to be a run first team.
Okay. Ooh. So everything is going to be predicated on how we run the ball.
Now, Beast Mode, I'm gonna just tell you something, Beast Mode. Don't be coming in here telling me about you won your fantasy league, man. I don't want to hear that. The struggle has been real for us small folks. Okay, don't come in here telling us about your victory. No, I'm just playing, man. Congratulations on winning your fantasy league, man.
Oh yeah. So J-Mo, what you got for us?
Well, off of what Luke said, he said, he think he's gonna take a step back. I just don't see it. You say you think he still gonna get 1,000 yards? For last year, he only had 1,063 yards. So
yeah,
I think he's gonna have more production in the touchdown department. I see him getting like 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns or 9 touchdowns. Because what's gonna happen is, and this is what I'm so carry on. I'm telling you, I feel like every week when teams come to play us, they're going to be worrying about some random player on defense and carry on. They ain't going to be worrying about nobody else. That's going to be what they're game planning for. And I feel like carry on is going to be ripping the league apart so much that all our receiving threats, not receivers, receiving threats are going to be open, and we're going to have a lot of high-scoring games. And I think Marvin Jones' numbers is the ones that's going to take a step back. Because whoever at the tight end position, I feel like since they can actually catch the ball, they'll be productive. But yeah, I think Kenny's gonna move more into the number 1 role, and then you're gonna see Marvin Jones take a step back to like 800. I still see him getting 1,000 or 1,100 and like 8 touchdowns. Because I feel like I really have the feeling Carry-On is gonna be putting the fear of God into these teams.
Okay. So you real high on Carry-On this season.
I mean, y'all saw what happened after he had 100-yard rushing game, man. Green Bay treated him like he was the GOAT, and they still got ran over.
It's funny you brought that up, right? Because they was talking about Bob Quinn was talking about that about how he was excited for what he saw in that last game against Green Bay, and he was like, "Listen, we had our 5th, 6th, 7th." Receivers in there, and they perform. Yeah, and he talks about this term of building depth. And then I see the question pop up with Go Lions said the draft is not fantasy. What about the depth? The depth is absolutely going to be there, and I think that's why, to me, because of that depth, because of the fact that they're going to add a tight end, and the fact that they're going to run the ball, I think you're going to see some drop off in Mr. KG's numbers.
Okay, no way. I guarantee it.
Now, somebody
Golladay is going to be a monster, man. That's not the way the NFL is now, man. It's very high flying. He's going to be a monster.
Still a pass first league.
Yeah, man. There's no way, man. He's going to have a great season. Better than last year. Somebody you put him around more talent, he's just going to be better.
Yeah, that's true. Now, somebody in the comment section said, what do you see Frank Ragnow in year 2? That's Fred. Fred question is, what do we see Fred Ragnow? So I'm gonna start with Luke G. What you think about Fred?
Start with Derrick.
Start with me real quick, because I got the best answer for that.
We'll start with J-Mo. Yeah, start with
J-Mo. It's the best answer. This is the best answer for an O-liner. What am I gonna see from Frank Ragnow? Nothing.
Yeah, in year 2.
And that's the point. We ain't gonna see more Frank Ragnow.
That boy. That boy good. That boy good. I like that boy. Sexual chocolate. I like that boy. Good. That boy good. I like that.
That's what I'm saying. We're not gonna even know Frank Ragnow exists because like all the holes are just gonna be open. Like that's how offensive line. Who the Patriots offensive lineman? Don't nobody know until you watch the game.
Yep.
We ain't gonna know who he is because he's gonna be putting in work. Frank Ragnow, you ain't gonna even know, and he just gonna make a Pro Bowl. Sexual chocolate, y'all fool it.
So how many pancakes you think you're gonna have on the season?
I think he's gonna have a ton. I think specifically some of these Bears players going, after what Taylor Gabriel was talking, some of these Bears players gonna get hurt out there.
Okay,
wait a minute. Pause. Let me go back some. TA, you're not giving your opinion on this stuff. I just thought, you ain't interviewing us. What's going on?
Today my name is Brian Gumble.
If he was still around, man.
He do much landing every year, bro.
Look, y'all gotta watch Derrick. Derrick try to change the subject. He like, is he still around?
I ain't trying to say change the subject. Go ahead, play your sound effect, man. Congratulations, you played yourself. No, What else you got, Luke? What else you got, man?
I'm just saying, man. Go. I'm gonna leave you alone, Dan. I'm gonna leave you alone.
It's good, man. You don't look. You act like I'm good, man.
Luke.
Okay, all right.
People want to know about Frank Ragnow, man.
Okay, so here's my thing. For Frank Ragnow, I personally wish that we can move him back to center personally. But I know that they're going to give Graham Glasgow another shot, and it makes sense. You know, financially it makes sense. You're not forcing yourself to try to do anything extra. But they have to make their decision by May 1st. If they're going to pick up the 5th-year option on Taylor Decker, I expect them to do that. But I can tell you right now, if they mess around and take Johan Williams, he's not coming here to play no guard. He's going to be the tackle. And so if that happens, then that means that they're going to say goodbye to Taylor Decker, which, I don't see happening, but I've seen stranger things. So to me,
I don't think they should do that.
Well, you got to look
at it. I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't think that would be a good idea.
I mean, here's the thing. To me, the thing is to try to keep as much of it cohesive together. They like what they got. But I think that moving Ragnow to center makes so much more sense because he's able – I feel like he's personally better at reading the defenses and telling people where to go. I don't feel like Graham Glasgow is doing that, in my opinion. So what I expect from Frank Ragnow, if he stays at the guard position, I expect for him to be more dominant because he has already said that he was in his head a lot last season and overthinking a lot of things. And so they had a great interview with these people that gave a lot of details to what they was thinking. But I could see that being the case and them ratting with like Crosby. Just me.
Yeah, Bug Spray says, and this is the one thing about Kenny G that I love. This is my favorite thing about him. If Kenny G can't catch it, he not gonna let anyone else.
Have a good one, Beast Mode.
Yep. I mean, Kenny G is one of the toughest wide receivers I've seen in a long time, man. Yeah, like he does things that other receivers don't do, and that's the kind of people we need, man.
Now we know last season, Marvin. What game did Marvin Jones get hurt in? Because he was out for a while. Do anybody know?
Really hurt the whole year, low key.
Yeah, he was playing through injury majority of the time.
So what production do you think we can expect out of him this season? You know what I'm saying? I know. He's going to be sharing some targets with Kenny G and the rest of these guys. So, where y'all see Marvin at?
Okay, well, I'm gonna do one better and put it back off on you. What you think about it?
No, you ain't gonna put it off on me because I'm Brian Gumbo.
Oh Lord!
Well, wait a minute. Don't Brian Gumbo ask questions too? I could have sworn he ain't no robot, is he? Brian Gumbo talking.
Rag Nasty said Kenny G tackle better than Greedy.
No, man. Okay. You want me? See, look at that.
No, that was me, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
look, that wasn't even me. That wasn't even me.
That was me,
man. Me. See, thank you.
I
appreciate it. Now, in the meantime, come on, man. Just do it now. Let's go.
All right. Let's go ahead and do it. Pretty much, man. What I think Marvin's gonna do. I think he's gonna have a solid year. I don't think that it's gonna be like 1,000 this season for him. I think it's gonna be more like probably anywhere between 800, 900 or something like that. Receiving. I still think he's a vertical, he's a vertical threat out there, deep ball guy. And I really think that he's gonna have a solid season, but he's not gonna have the season that he did when he had the 1,100 yards. He's not gonna have that type of season. So I think that's gonna be what I see out of him production wise between 800 and 900.
I mean, to me, I think that's a good projection, but I think Marvin is going to get more touches because I think most teams are like, listen, we got to stop Kenny Golladay from doing this because he's stretching the field, and that's causing problems for people. So, and Marvin can do it too, but I think they're going to pray like heck that let's go to Marvin because Kenny Golladay has made some very tough catches, and so has Marvin. But again, if they add that tight end like I think they're going to do, I think you're going to see that number significantly drop, and then the fact that they got the slot receiver with Amendola, is going to take away from that. So,
I agree with what both of y'all said. I think he's going to take a step back, but I think he's going to lead us in touchdowns. That's what I think. At least from the
Derrick, you might need a Claritin, brother. It's like you already got the allergies going on, man. What the hell?
I know, man. My eyes are watering. My nose. Yeah, I didn't know, man. I was trying to back away from the mic, man. My bad. I mean,
back away. All I hear is that's about that life.
That's me.
Yeah, like, man, what in the world?
Hey, this Yeti ain't no joke, man. It's picking me up from wet. Yeah, that's what's going on, man. I think Marvin Jones is gonna have a better year. Looks like he got hurt at the. He only played 9 games last season, so I think he's gonna have a much better year than last year if he can stay healthy.
I think he's gonna be just kind of what Luke was alluding to. I mean, obviously, depending on how good Kerryon is doing or our tight end, they'll get one-on-one coverage. But I think Kenny G's gonna be getting the best guy, and I just think Marvin Jones he's not gonna get those yards. It's kind of like even though Golden Tate didn't get touchdowns, but kind of like how Golden Tate would. He never really seemed like he was getting yards, but he was productive. And I think since Marvin is more of that outside threat, and he's sneakily good in the red zone sometimes. But I think he will lead us in touchdowns though.
Okay. Now, Go Lion says, what, not who, do we need to win the division this year according to our schedule? What, not who, not who.
What does he mean by that?
What he means is what do we need to do to win this division this year? We're not with who. We have to be adaptive in each team that we play. We have to be able to make halftime adjustments, whether we're winning or losing. We have to be able to run the ball and run it effectively. I give you a stat.
Have a defense that doesn't allow points.
Right. You got to be able to have defense, obviously. But I remember the first year Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott came into the league, their defense was not that good. But what made that team different was the fact that they had about 1,100 yards from scrimmage on first down. So their second downs were generally, 4 yards or less. We get something like that, man, and we working it. That division is easy to beat. But the biggest thing they got to do is they got to start off by beating the team that they're supposed to beat. You got to beat the Arizona Cardinals.
And I feel you, Luke, on that.
You can't lose to people that you should beat.
We got to be able to win back-to-back games too. We got to be able to
win that's true. On the road, especially when winning on them road games.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. So,
Now I see there's another question in there from not a question but a comment from Neil the Clown, who says that when he went to those games and watched these tight ends and different people up close, he said TJ Hawkinson was hard to bring down and was aggressive on every play, playing from whistle to whistle. And I'm telling you, I just think that's where we're going to be at.
Willie Kennedy Jr., what's up, baby?
What's up, Will?
Willie says Willie is like he's like my keep Luke in check guy. Him and Greg Gore, they don't give me no room for error. I mean, I can't listen.
No, you don't get the breathe.
Yeah, none of that. But he says none of it matters. Stafford has to throw accurate passes, like throw the wide receiver open, make it easy so they can. So they don't need to make tough catches. The truth is, he does it all the time. The problem is you have to understand that in order for him to do that, he needs a clean pocket. He cannot keep on having people in his face snuffing him out every chance he gets.
Oh, I get it. All he's saying is Stafford needs to do what he's been doing his whole career. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's doing it, but a lot of the time,
all of this is predicated on Stafford being Stafford. That's the premise.
And the interesting thing is this: when I keep telling everybody, if you take the same numbers that Stafford have and put them on any other quarterback in the league, they're not saying he had a bad season. They're saying that Stafford had a bad season for what he did, and then the fact that the team was 6-10
still ain't through for 4,000. So,
right? I mean, so it's one of the things where
last season, like 30 something.
Now, I do like Dola Dynamite. He says Will Greer for the backup. But if you're taking Will Greer, you're taking him probably in the second round. And that's where I get scared at. I don't know if I want to take a quarterback for the backup in the second round.
He said Stafford is very inaccurate. What are you talking about? Give me the stats. Give me the facts because I'm wrong.
Why he gonna do me like this? Okay.
No, I know Stafford. He was 65% last year, and that's pretty good. So I'm just saying, come on, Stafford's always been accurate. What are you talking about? Come on.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe we see something that we don't see, man. I don't know.
I mean, the one thing I love about Willie Kennedy Jr. is that when he do bring up something, it does force you to have to put it in perspective in terms of saying like, okay, is there some validity to what he's saying? And you know me, if you say something, I'm going to research it. So,
all right, Luke, yeah, I know that's your boy, but he way off base.
Listen,
I'm a Stafford stan. I know all his stats. He's a very accurate quarterback. Like,
yeah, but what he's talking about has nothing to do with stats.
He's talking about throwing receivers open. He does that 90% of the time, man.
He does, but
I still remember when Kenny G caught one of the greatest catches I ever seen in my life, and that was that Minnesota catch before halftime. Kenny G was not open at all. Somehow the ball got there, and somehow he caught it.
Now listen, I can tell you this much. I'm not fighting against you. I'm telling you that I believe that there are going to be times when a person has a very valid point that at the very least you have to explore some of those things. And to me, when people say certain things and I say, well, it's just not true that he don't. When people say, oh, he don't read defenses, and I go, but that's just not true. What I am told is oh, that yes, it is. His head coach or offensive coordinator said it, but then that same offensive coordinator or head coach get fired and no longer works in the NFL. So I'm just trying to figure out who's really the problem here.
I understand, Lou. The difference between me and you is I'm smart. You come to me with something stupid like Stafford don't read. You come to me like with something stupid like Stafford don't. I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna look at you like you're stupid. I know Stafford read defenses. That's like saying Stafford don't throw for a lot of yards. That's stupid. That saying he's not accurate is just stupid. It's not. It's like that's like saying Andre Drummond don't lead the league in rebound. Like, what are we talking about?
Well,
somebody tell me Stafford don't read defenses. I can't take their opinion seriously.
I've heard that before too.
They're dumb. Yeah. Like he has the best record in NFL history versus top 5 passing defenses. These are facts. Number 1, not 2, not 3, 1. What are we talking about here? Come on, man. I don't entertain that. Luke, you entertain that because you're nicer than me, but you know me. I'm not entertaining it. Somebody tell me Stafford not accurate. Come on, bro.
All right, well, listen, we're going to explore it. Tempur-Pedic breathe. We're going to explore it. And the reason I want to explore it is I hope my share.
Oh, there goes Mobby, man. He said literally every completion he had to throw them open, they were last in separation at wide receiver.
Well, listen, I hope my share screen is showing. So let me give a minute so we can test the theory out. Okay, I want to test the theory out. And right here it says this is Matthew Stafford's best throws of 2018. Now clearly somebody's going to say that these are highlights, and I totally get it. But what I want them to do is to just focus on the effect of the throw, nothing else. But I just want to see it because the thing is he's not accurate. He doesn't throw him open. So let's take.
I can't wait to see that throw against Kenny Golladay. Oh my gosh, that was a throw.
I'm just finished showing. So every time one of y'all talk, it will switch on y'all because I cannot lock the screen when I'm not the host.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
All right, so I got the share screen up. I got it all nice and big. I want everybody to see it. I had to close my little hangout thing for it. And we're going to take a quick look because this is what I do. When somebody tell me something, I need to go and physically see it for myself. And this is what I may even have to do it. So right here is Mr. Matthew Stafford. Let's go ahead and let me hide this little piece right here. All right, here we go. Now, this is Matthew Stafford. He go to first throw. We're just going to let it play out. You show me where he's not throwing them open. That's one to Golden Tate. That's one to Golden Tate. You telling me that he don't throw him open, he's grossly inaccurate. That pass right there is absolutely throwing him open. You can't even make that pass without being accurate. Between 2 defenders. You telling me that right here, on this right here, getting pressure, he don't run, he steps up, climb the pocket, he don't read defenses, throws a dart to Golden Tate. That's 2. But he don't do these things. These are the things he can do when you have protection and stuff, okay? So when they tell me this, that he's not accurate, these are some accurate passes. And I know what you're thinking, but they lost those games. Yeah, the team did. He didn't. Look at this right here. High point dime to the tight end. These are accurate passes. I'm doing nothing more than simply just showing you and letting it play. Against the New England Patriots, look at him, move around the pocket, reading the defense, throw a dart between 2 defenders. But he's not accurate. When they say this, these types of things, I'm going to test this theory out, okay? They just called a play action with LeGarrette Blount. Nobody bit. He threw a dart again to Marvin Jones. All right, I'm just showing you against the Dallas Cowboys. Just watch this right here. He don't read defenses. Look at this. Come on, man. These are passes that only his guy can get it. When you see a pass in here at any time, that automatically shows, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Hold on. See, Willie, you're moving the goalpost. He says that wasn't a dart to take. If he leads the wide receiver, that's a touchdown. It's in double coverage. He fitted it between a window.
Yeah, they call it the turkey goal.
Right, man. Why you think I don't entertain these people? Come on.
So listen, we gonna let it keep going.
Tell me Stafford ain't won a playoff game. Tell me something that's true.
Listen, they call that the turkey hole.
Listen, he not throwing them open. There are a number of passes you see, and all the time his pocket is collapsing. Look at this. Over the cornerback head. I guess he didn't lead him enough on that one either. Or okay, here he go in Green Bay. I mean, these are the little things that I see. In Green Bay, he throws the ball up again, high points the ball where only his guy can get it. His guy. Now Kenny Golladay did go beast mode on them, but nonetheless, he put it where his guy can get it. He understands what his receiver height is, and he throws to him. But if that's not enough, look at this dart right here. Back of the end zone where only his guy can. There's nobody in position on these passes. I mean, you can watch all this stuff, and I'm telling you, you're going to walk away with the same thoughts that many people who don't watch it would say, which is, at the end of the day, he is accurate. Even this pass right here is 3 defenders, and the guy got upset because he couldn't do nothing. I mean, look at this. Every time they call the play action with LeGarrette Blount, nobody bit, but yet he still.
I need you to rewind that Roberts pass. Oh my goodness.
Listen, let me go back because people don't understand. Listen, I'm gonna go back for you. Hold on. Right here, they keep on calling play action with LeGarrette Blount. Look how many people he got to get this ball over their head. Look at that. Look at that. That's called a spot up window pass. I'm freezing it there because not one of them two. Now, this is John Madden football. I guarantee you the user could have got up there and got it. But this ain't the football game. This is real life football. And he put that thing in a window away from everybody. It's 3 defenders. I mean, come on.
I just want to say, man, it's not many quarterbacks that can make that throw we just saw.
Man, listen. And then listen, if that's not enough, he doesn't throw anybody open right there. He threw it where the guy couldn't get it.
Yeah,
so I'm showing you.
Yeah, you proved it to us, though.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just
saying. Let's
move
more of these comments, man. We it's over.
Yeah,
look at this. I mean, look. But listen, this
I'm
is my
gonna
favorite.
start my own YouTube channel to show what I'm talking about. All right, go ahead and do that and let me go on some Stafford stuff.
Hold on,
I'll gladly embrace your videos of how Stafford isn't accurate. Come on, come on with something real, man.
Listen, I gotta show this. Now he says Stafford. He says show Stafford a 1 full game, not highlights. What game you want me to go to? I can even go to the Jets game, and I can show you in the Jets game where he's making these amazing throws, but then there are some things that you can clearly see where it's like, God, nobody's biting on this play action, nobody's biting on this, and he's told to come out of that and throw it because the person is supposed to be here. It's a timing route. But even right here on the spot that I got frozen, I want you to see this because people who say he can't read defenses, let's talk about it. Here we go. He can't read defenses. Look at this. All this problem, never took his eyes from down the field looking. And what's that? A dart. Stop playing with me. I'm just saying.
Stafford was 66% completion percentage. That's his second highest of his career. Like
now, according to him, he said any game you want, he makes more bad throws than good.
All right, man.
How do you measure that?
We wasting time, man.
Yeah.
How do you measure that?
You make more bad throws than good. Come on, that don't even make sense.
No, I mean,
hey, Luke, why don't you invite him on the show, man? Invite him on your debate.
No, I don't invite him on no show.
No, wait, hold on. Luke. I mean, because that's what Luke does, right?
I'm a whipping
debate.
Y'all talking about the debate, man. Isn't that what you do? So I'm just
that's exactly what I do. Yep. And that's why I just look at it and I say at the end of the day, you have to be able to, if you're going to say he does this, and then now your argument is well, he throws more bad than good, then I want to argue with you, then the numbers don't support that. The numbers don't support that, and the film don't support that. those two
don't
things
make any sense.
Even if I don't go by the numbers, the film don't support that.
Do y'all? Let me tell the fans something. Do you know that Stafford 4 best games of the season passing the ball, we lost all those games. So when Stafford threw what he had in the Cowboys game, he missed what 4 passes. 4 passes was what 22 26. That's an 80% completion percentage, and the defense lost the game. Against the 49ers, he had 100 passer rate. A lot of these games, a lot of Stafford's best passing games, the team loses the game.
All right, Willie. So Willie, Luke has a segment, man. It's called the debate.
Like, what you gonna tell me about that Cowboys game, man? Like, the dude threw 80%. He carved them up all day. Defense couldn't stop Ezekiel Elliott.
And they stopped running the ball in the second half, and that was the biggest difference that I noticed. Even if I were to go through and look at, say, the Rams game, I can look at the Rams game. I can look at a number of games. And I think let me make sure I find this comment because I think he made a very good point. Let me see if I can find it. He says, "Show the wide receiver separation yards on the routes," and those are the things that I want you to pay attention to. If I go through any of these games, you're going to notice that they're not getting a lot of separation. When you talked about the first pass where that wasn't no dart, I'm like, it is a dart because he didn't have no separation. He had to throw it into a spot that nobody can get it but the receiver. Exactly. So it's one of the things where
I don't know if you know what a dart is, man.
It's not. It's one of the things
like that throw that Matthew Stafford threw to Michael Roberts, like. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. I can't think of another quarterback that can make that throw besides them and Stafford. Maybe Carson Wentz. Like, who can make that throw? The one to Michael Roberts where he rolled out from the 45, threw it 40 yards over 3 defenders. Like, are you kidding me, bro?
But his point is this. You got to understand something. His point is he's at and
Drew one thing I like got that arm strength, George Morgan.
But the one thing I like about it is this. Is with Willie is willing to have the conversation. So I don't want us to come off as being disrespectful. It's because he's willing to have that conversation. And for me, anybody who's willing to have the conversation, I'm willing to be a part of the process with you. This is not the DSA is right, you wrong show. This is Detroit Lions One Pride, literally One Pride show where we're one pride. Whether we agree or disagree, we're all adults. We're gonna treat each other as such. And I think at any point in time, Willie, you let me know that we can talk about it. I'll bring up the game that you want me to. Yeah, with the game that you want me to bring up, we'll bring it up and we'll take a look at it. You can hit me up on Twitter at Phil G's. You can hit me up in the email. At Luke G's Field Review at gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Discord, and we gonna set something up where the two of us take a few minutes and we go through and look at it. I think he got some valid.
Y'all gonna have to have a film session for real,
right,
man? All I'm saying, man, I'm the resident Stafford defender. You come at Stafford, come at me with something that's real.
He says break Stafford down by quarters. He only decent in the fourth. Well, we know that's not true because in the videos that I showed you, those were not fourth quarter passes. Yeah. Those, in fact, many of those were in the first, second, and third. But you did give me a great idea, and I was.
Greg Gore said Luke always say, "What's Sweat signature game? What is Stafford?" Well, I can name you a few.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, I got a few because I love this question.
I could definitely name you his signature game. You just tell me the year. That's all you got to do.
First of all, his first signature game is the Browns game. We all know about that. But his second signature game on the road against Oakland, win or go to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. We beat Oakland and made the playoffs. Oakland was kicked out of the playoffs. That's his second signature game,
You can go to last year though. Even in last year, if you just go to last year, you look at the New England game. He was phenomenal. Those passes he was making was absolutely crazy. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you that right now because I'm telling you that that was a signature game for him last year. The problem is when you looked at the games where we ran the ball, it was a better outlook. In the games where we didn't run the ball, or LeGarrette Blount thought he was a ballerina, we had our issue. You know.
Yeah. So, another one of Stafford's biggest signature games was that game in Minnesota in their new stadium, overtime win to take the division lead at that point in time. That was a huge game. The game on Thanksgiving too. Like, we can do this all day, bro.
All right. So listen, Willie. Tell me how can I reach you, bro, so I can set it up so we can talk about it, because I think it's something that's interesting for us, and I think it's something that people would enjoy, and I think anytime you ready, man. And I'm not challenging Willie or nothing like that. I'm saying that this is good dialogue that we got to have, because a lot of the times, I believe that you have to be able to hear someone else's point of view to understand kind of where they come from, but also be able to see, do they got some valid points. The thing is, we often make a lot of blanket statements that we should not be making. And so I am, Willie, I am down for it. Let's, tell me how to reach out to you. We will set this up and we will go through, and trust me, I'm going to tell you right now, when I talk to you, be prepared, because I'm going to come with everything I got to prove that point, to show you, like, listen, this is just not true. It's not. So let me know how to reach out to you. Let me know if you're on Facebook or something. If I gotta create an account just to reach out with you, I will, man.
I just don't. I just think some of these Lions fans they so off base with their stuff. Like, you tell me Stafford's not accurate, and he has his second most accurate season of his career and one of his worst seasons. That just don't make no sense.
I mean, see the thing. A lot of times I realize it don't have to make sense per se, as much as you have to be able to see if it has any reasoning to it, any logical explanation behind it that supports this idea. When somebody tell me he can't make certain throws, and I go and I got more than enough footage to show it, and I'm like, well, that just doesn't prove that. And then when they say, well, you got to look and break it down by quarters, and I go, well, I did. Those were not all in the fourth quarter. In fact, most of that was in the first. After you do
all of that and prove to him that he's wrong, he's still going to be like, that's not going to change his opinion. My
goal has never been to change anyone's opinion. My goal is to give people to think outside the box. Get away from the traditional negative narrative and the negative. We're just not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. I'm going to wait and see. Sometimes, and I hate to say this because this is one of the worst quotes, but I think it's got a lot of validity to it, where they say everybody want to get to heaven, nobody want to die. All right. And what that tells me is everybody want to see a winner, but nobody wants to go through the process to get to the wins. And to me, that's where I want to be. And now I don't know who's typing something that sounds like a karate chop, but okay. Okay.
But some aren't Lions fans, JMO. Yeah, I know they're not Lions. DGM, I don't know what link you're talking about, Mobby. Wow. Let's see. Mobby got some stats. First quarter for Stafford this year. Wow. 92.8% passer rating, 65% completion percentage, 46 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, 7,435 yards. That's actually pretty good.
I mean, again, like I said, the evidence has to support it.
66% in the third quarter. Hey, man, he give you all the stats that you want, man. He's
checking you right now, man.
He's actually worse in the fourth quarter, and he has comebacks. That's crazy.
And see,
when it comes to completion percentage, when it comes to the accuracy that you're talking about,
and see, to me,
man, is insane though.
It's bigger than the numbers. The numbers simply tell you part of a story.
No, but when you go with the numbers plus the eye test.
And that's what I'm saying. The video,
the eye test, we just saw the eye test when you was putting up the video.
Now we got the film is gonna tell you what you want to see. But when there was a pass that he did in New England that I'm still trying to figure out how did he get that in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it's like those are some of the same passes you saw people like Patrick Mahomes throw, but because they had a better record, then all of a sudden he's the better quarterback after 1 year. And I'm like, man, this is what I've noticed. They said the same thing about Dak Prescott. Oh, look, everybody's better than Stafford. Then that second year came, Ezekiel Elliott won in the game. And guess what? They went on a real ugly spree of losing because they couldn't run the ball.
Yeah, but the people who knew football knew Dak wasn't that good, though.
Nah,
like it's certain quarterbacks when they came on the scene, I knew if they were good or not. Like Andrew Luck, like Carson Wentz that's a good quarterback. He had health issues. Patrick Mahomes, that's a very good quarterback. Like it's just a few of the guys like Jared Goff. I knew he wasn't good even when they went 11-5. I'm like, this dude is not good at all. So you know the guys who are really good and who have good teams that's carrying them.
So with all this talk about Stafford, what is his season gonna look like this year? Since
Man,
this is
I'm like Gridiron. I'm sick of talking about Stafford, man. I'm sick of y'all.
he said, "I'm sick of y'all."
like,
what does that even mean?
About Stafford, and, like his wife we need to talk about his wife recovering from that surgery, and we wishing her all the best right now. That's what we need to be talking about.
Okay, well, if you want to segue, but we don't want to come off like we're the authority per se. But I get what you're saying though. You like okay, we get it.
I'm from BBE, so y'all come at me with some facts, bro.
Listen, to me, I just think it really does boil down to. Speaking of which, did anybody hear Derrick? Derrick, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I had to let y'all go, man.
Yeah. Y'all was getting into it, man.
Yeah, I just backed up right on out of that.
No.
Somebody mentioned Stafford. Let me just slide right out of it.
No, we gonna me and Willie are gonna figure out a way to hook up and make this thing happen because I think last time I talked to Willie, he had some very good points, and I think that I think that
he don't got no good points.
It's crazy. Man. It's crazy. He said he ain't got no. I mean, but the point that what I mean that he has some good points is it gives you an opportunity to explore it because a lot of the times, a person. Okay, so I heard this a long time ago. Do anybody in here listen to rap, battle rap?
Yes, anybody?
I do. Okay, so in battle rap, have you ever noticed that there's always this conflict about who go first and who goes second?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is because people always remember the person who went last.
Exactly.
Not unless it's 8 Mile.
Unless
you beat Rabbit. If you beat Rabbit, then I go first.
I go first because you ain't gonna want to pick the mic up.
See, that's what I'm talking about. If you wanna diss Stafford to me or say he's not that good, give me something tangible like playoff wins or division titles. Don't say the man not accurate when that's literally not true.
Well, here's something
true. That's like saying Michael Jordan wasn't clutch. That's not true.
Well, here's something that I think I know that here's something that I think
really got that flat earth mentality when it comes to Stafford.
I think here's something
I can't wait to see your video with Luke G, man.
That Derrick ain't gonna like, but Go Lions asked the question of simply put, if TJ is gone, who will we take at 8? We got 48 hours. Lock in your pick for who you think it is at 8. What is this karate chopping?
That's JMO Texan.
I'm like, what is this karate chopping sound? It's like, I'm waiting on some
got the vibrations on.
Yeah, like what is going on, man?
Oh man.
All right,
so Derrick
gone and we stay at 8.
Yeah, so TJ gone. We're gonna start off with Derrick because Derrick had to ball out of that up. He said, nah, wait a minute, y'all was in the zone. Derrick, at 8, lock in your pick or lock in your position for the pick. What position or the player do you think they're taking at 8? Lock it in.
If TJ is gone.
If TJ is gone.
See, I can't say that because
you cannot trade. No, you cannot trade the pick. You have to make the choice.
Oh man. See, I haven't even thought about it. I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, you up now, TA.
All right. Who I'm taking? If I can't get Hawkinson at 8.
Yep. No Hawkinson. You cannot trade.
No trade backs.
Can't trade. I'm taking. I'm taking Baker.
You taking DeAndre Baker, the cornerback?
I'm taking Baker.
Okay. All right, J-Mo, what about you?
With the 8th overall pick, the Detroit Lions select Byron Murphy, cornerback out of Washington.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm taking Byron. I don't know how we wouldn't trade down if we're at 8 and we don't get Hawkinson, but if we stand at 8, Byron Murphy is the guy you want to take. He's the guy, man. He's the guy. I'm gonna just keep saying it.
I feel you.
I think It's Willie Kennedy Jr. says, "Did I get blocked?" No, I see your message, so I don't think you're blocked at all.
Yeah, you get blocked.
No, you're not blocked. I can see you, Willie. I can see you.
Nobody gave you the.
A lot of people saying Brian.
Yeah,
Burns
right. We have not added anybody to the McKinbey Tumbo squad, the official McKinbey Tumbo block party. Nobody has been added to that.
Right.
I agree with Man Beast. He said Murphy or Khalil Hodge. Hey, I'm with it.
Murphy or Khalil Hodge. I think, in my opinion, and I know it's not going to be popular by many people, but I think that if for some strange reason they do not do it, they're going to take the most versatile offensive lineman. And in my opinion, that offensive lineman is going to probably be Cody Ford, in my opinion. So if they don't get TJ Hawkinson, but I just have a strong feeling that they're still looking for that versatility at every step of the way. And the fact that he can come in right now and play at the guard position, and then whenever the contract of Taylor Decker expire, he can move right on over to tackle. I think that makes the most sense. I want to check my emails right now.
Do you think they're gonna go with the lineman?
Yes.
Sad Nasty said Burns easily. I think Murphy is a slot zone cornerback. I just want to know why you think that, because Murphy played a lot of man.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go watch.
I don't know. Like, he's not a slot cornerback.
Sean Jones says Devin Bush. Watch, it's not gonna happen. I can tell you. I can give you 3 reasons why. Yeah, I can tell you why it's not gonna happen with Devin Bush. The first thing is,
I know you don't like guard in the first round, but I'm gonna say 10 sacks the first week, 7 sacks the next week.
I mean, it's one of the right. And it's one of the.
I don't want no.
Listen, hold on, because he asked for it.
Stafford,
Dolo Dynamite says the man whose name I'm not going to say is going to be in the 8. I want to make sure that he can't breathe out his nose. Okay, there you go. No more of that, Dolomite. Okay.
No, when we take this, man, I'm gonna be searching for you.
All right, now
I'm gonna call and make sure you're all right.
Here's the 3 reasons why Devin Bush won't be it. Although Devin Bush is not the biggest, the height thing. Bob Quinn talked about if they do not fit the traditional size and weight, they have to be a 3-down player with a versatile skill set. If you take Devin White. If you take Devin Bush and put him at middle linebacker, is he going to be able to take on a guard in the blitz? No. You put him at outside, that's where he's better suited at. So for me, he is not going to be the pick in my opinion. And yes, I know he's faster than Zach Thomas, but here's the difference. Zach Thomas took on blocks. He's not doing that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing. Now, I'm checking my email because he said he emailed me, so let me make sure I see it.
Let's see. His trace inside is a slot corner. I don't know, Sag Nasty. I think Byron Murphy he's an outside corner. I don't see him in the slot at all.
Look, what time we getting started on Thursday, bro?
7:30.
Okay.
7:30.
7:30. Rolling G.
Okay.
Yeah, 7:30. We want to be on early enough. We want to be on early enough so that we can, talk about it before it gets started, get everybody in, get everybody all nice and comfortable, everybody get cool, mellowed out. It's gonna be a nice long show, but 7:30.
Get your popcorn, get your water, get your drinks, whatever.
It's gonna be a nice long show.
Now listen, here's the thing. Sean Jones says he's a short tackler. Oh,
who's the short tackler?
Bush. Okay, now listen. Okay, all right. Now listen. All right. Let me just.
A lot of people like Devin Bush, even though he's undersized.
It's his speed. It's his speed, and I think he does have a talent set. But the problem that I've had with him was the minute he gets washed out of plays too often, and rather than run through people, he spends a lot of energy trying to
fight through blocks.
Trying to fight through the blocker, and I just think that's not going to work for what we want, especially when you got people like Jared Davis saying I've been working on blitzing all off season. Yes, because you have to be really good at it, which is another problem that I have with Devin White, who gets back there, but the guys don't even step to the left or the right. He runs past them. I'm like, that's not possible. It's not possible. Right. Yeah, he just be running. But I think Bush, if Bush was if the Lions were picking in the 20s, I think Butch would have been an option. But at 8, it's not happening. You know, you figure an undersized linebacker who can't get off blocks. That was one of the issues that Ernie Sims had. Ernie Sims could run around, knock you out, and he was fast. But it was the minute somebody locked on to him and blocked him, it was a different story. So, and I kind of compare him to Ernie Sims in terms of his speed. Yes, I know he's 5'11", 230, but again, at 5'11", 230, he's not getting off blocks. And I know you're saying
he guys are like giants, man. Those
right. And if you just go through and look at the New England Patriots linebacking core, or matter of fact, go and look at the best linebacking cores. Go and look at them. They're 6 feet and taller, and majority of them are like 6'1" and taller, with some girth, and they know how to get off blocks.
Right.
So, you know, I get it. I ain't knocking it, but I get it.
They said somebody said it's Kyler Murray going number 1.
I think he is.
I definitely think he is, man. Arizona putting out all these smoke screens. I'm gonna say one thing and one thing only. If Josh Rosen, if you weren't gonna take Kyler Murray, none of this would be public. And I don't really need to say anything else.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a conversation. Josh Rosen wouldn't believe deleting his background. Like all what they be doing to him publicly. Like they have to take Kyler Murray because they destroyed this dude's public image.
Ooh, Risky says, now Derrick, I know you can answer this one. This is not a draft question. Risky says, how many sacks does Rashawn Gary have in his career? I mean, you could just do the season, Derrick. I mean, we've talked about him before.
Derrick? Brandon Anderson says there are some safeties in the NFL the same size as Devin Bush. You might be correct. So out of those safeties, which one of them is a top safety in the NFL?
Yeah, but that's hold on. That's
different. Quadre Diggs is small.
Hold on, let's
read a different position.
There are some safeties. The key word is some safeties. People who are roaming in space to make plays. There are some safeties, yes, in those positions. Now the question becomes: it's different when you are in the box with the 7, and you got a guard who's about 300-some pounds coming at you. Come on. Like, think about this. I ain't trying to be funny, but if you got Bush at your linebacker and Quentin Nelson get a hold of him, where is he going?
All right, this is a perfect example. Quandre Diggs, you don't want him in the box, but let him come out from the safety spot and hit Antonio Brown.
Exactly.
Like that's completely different.
You can't have him there. Now it says
I like Devin Bush a lot though.
Roland Bush says, but Roland G says, but Bush can go to sideline faster than Davis, Luke.
So I think most people like him for his speed.
Okay, man. But here's my question to you: How many plays is going to require him to go sideline to sideline where he's going to be able to avoid blockers?
The only one with the running back bouncing to the outside.
I mean, if you just go through and look at our schedule, game 1 against the Arizona Cardinals, they got a pretty good running back. You want Devin Bush going 1-on-1 with David Johnson? Okay, I'll take David, but I'll take him going 1-on-1 with Melvin Gordon. I can see that happening. But then at the Melvin Gordon, what happened? We come out and we got we got Kansas City week 4. Oh, they running backs on steroids. They look like to me because they just run through people. So I mean,
don't forget about Chase Winovich. Hey man, he's the biggest Chase Winovich supporter on the round table is me.
Yeah, I think the thing that you're going to see with Chase Winovich is a prototypical linebacker that New England and the Detroit Lions would select. He fits that bill.
Please do me a favor.
Derrick, you still there? Did we lose Derrick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, did we?
No, I think he's still. No, I think he's still in there.
Yeah, he in there.
Okay.
He just wait.
Dolomite says Gary dropping to the second. I think he is too. I think him and Montez is going to the second. I'm not even gonna say his whole name because I don't feel like hitting myself. I got too many
from Mississippi State. I don't say his name anymore.
Now
Winovich has a passion that you can't teach, and I agree, man. I love that dude as a player, man, and he's a really good player. Yeah, I like that dude. I'm really high on him.
So where you put Chase at?
Hold on. Sean Jones says you're cherry picking the negative, and it's like saying Greedy don't tackle. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, somebody just talked about Greedy too in the comment section.
Here's the thing. I'm not handpicking the negative. The thing is, too often what we do as fans is we go and look at a highlight tape. And in the highlight tape, it's going to highlight literally what you want to highlight, all the good stuff. What I do is I go and look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. What do you do that you're really, really good at? What do you do that's bad? What do you do that's just so ugly it cannot be allowed? I have seen in film, especially with Greedy Williams, where he's had clean shots to destroy a player, and he just stood there, waited till the guy ran by him, and then try to tackle his shoestrings. That to me is not a person who wants to tackle. In the case of Devin Bush, I have watched enough film on Devin Bush, and now you're gonna have me doing a video on it for no reason. But I have watched enough film on Devin Bush to see that Devin Bush is having issues getting off those blocks. He does take bad angles. Now he does do some things good. He is fast sideline to sideline. He does wrap up, and when he tackles, he does a lot of good things. But I have to look at a player's bad to kind of see what are those things that need to be coached out of them. That's what I look at.
So Luke, would you say that Devin Bush is similar to, you remember play for the Lions, Stephen Tulloch? You know how he was an undersized linebacker? Do you think his ball instincts, is something similar to his?
No, because I think Bush is faster than Tulloch, but I think in terms of the instincts, I think Tulloch had better instincts than Bush. Bush is a person who, his processing, once the play happens, he responds. That's great. But the problem is he spends sometimes the right play is running to the blocker, which will force the running back to make a decision. Well, he's trying so hard to make the play. He's want to go to the left, go to the right, and now the blocker is getting him. So you want to try to balance it out in a way. I remember when I played, and as a middle linebacker, there were times where I knew that I wanted to make the tackle, but my job was to blow up the guy in front of me. And what the running back do, he bounced it to the other guys. And so I don't see Devin Bush doing that.
Manby says,
I agree with Manby what he just said.
Mike Lane said he will be a stud, but also there's no perfect prospect.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no perfect prospect, but I guarantee
you don't know
he's going to be a monster, and that's all I'm going to say.
Now, listen, Sean Jones, because I love this conversation that we're having. Please tell me if you want to come on the show, and I have you on too, and we can do a simple comparison, and I'll show you. But I'm telling you, for every 2 times you seen him fight through a block, I guarantee you it wasn't a lineman. And in the NFL,
Sean Jones, I'm gonna just warn you. I remember this guy asked Lou G about Montez Sweat and proceeded to destroy Montez Sweat's career. So be careful what you wish for, man.
I know a lot of people think, I'm not trying to say I'm the authority. You may give me something to think about, but I'm just saying that when y'all bring a person to my attention, I do go and watch that film. I sit there and I watch it. Me and my son sits down and watch it. So
we're not no authority, man. We just watch film. That's all.
And he's Sean says he's the new age Zach Thomas. Okay, watch. Well, I will be watching because whoever take him, just like everybody was hyped up on Jabril Peppers. But I'm being honest, Jabril Peppers was very forgettable in Cleveland, and that's why they was willing to trade him to the Giants. So it's one of the things where it's like, yeah, it's great. He got some things you can work with, but overall. Now he gonna say Luke a Michigan State fan, so he don't like no Devin Bush. I don't like LJ Scott. Where you want me to keep going? I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of football first. So that's my thing. I mean, and anybody can see it. So
man, I'm the biggest Michigan. Like me and Manbees are some of the biggest Michigan fans I know. And only player I want from that team is Chase Winovich. I don't want anyone else.
And I do like Man Beach's comparisons for Mr. Montez, where he says he's the new Malik McDowell. And I told everybody when Malik McDowell came out, I said he should have stayed in.
Yeah.
He should have stayed in. So, I mean, it's one of the things where I'm going to be honest about it. And I think Brandon Anderson makes a very good point when he says the only reason people want to bring up Butch is because he's in University of Michigan. Exactly. I bet you if he was playing at Toledo, y'all wouldn't be saying this.
Right. If he was playing at Khalil High School, y'all be saying he trash, wouldn't y'all?
Nah, I mean, they wouldn't be saying this at all, man. I mean, like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. I want to say it was like last year or the year before, but I remember Iowa had a cornerback, Das McKean, and I wanted Detroit to get him so bad. Like, I really wanted him so bad. I said, here's a guy who's from Detroit, went to Detroit King High School, went on to Iowa, can play corner, can play safety. Well, who took him to San Diego Chargers? How did that work out? Good. Why? Wow. Because there's a way you have to do it.
So did you ever get to see that? This is one guy from Buffalo that's on Buffalo too. His name Cam Lewis, the corner.
Yeah. Yep.
He said he wanted to go to Detroit. You know, when they was asking the players questions, he said, "Hey man, I want to go to the Detroit Lions." Cam Lewis.
Yeah.
You know anything about him?
Yeah, because Cam Newton is from Detroit.
He's from Detroit, right?
Cameron Lewis is from Detroit.
Good. I don't know anything about him.
I cannot remember the high school he went to, but he's from Detroit. I can't remember the high school, but I can tell you that he has a love for this team. You know, they're his favorite team, so he wants to play for his home team. So that's what that is.
Like I said, is he any good? Because I haven't seen anything on him.
Yeah, I want to see.
Here's what I did when I watched the film on him. I mean, there were some things that I was looking at that I definitely don't like, because I don't like people who panic. Okay, and anytime a double move was called on him, he kind of, start grabbing, and I don't like that, because to me, with the way this league is, they'll call a flag in a heartbeat on the defense.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. But Go Lion says, what if we trade back to 13 to 20? No TJ, no Byron Murphy. If we trade back to 13, I am almost 100% sure that undoubtedly that they are going to take Irv Smith, or they're going to take Jonathan Abrams. If we hit 20, it's guaranteed going to be Jonathan Abrams. If he's not there, it's going to be Ferguson.
So, Luke, what makes you think that they're going to take the safety?
They met with him so many times, and when I go through and I look at the previous histories of his defense, he has always looked for rangy safeties who can bring a little bit of physicality in the run game. He wants to shut people's run game down and force you to be one-dimensional. That's what Matt Patricia is trying to do. And so Abrams is a guy who plays the run really well, and he plays the pass well, but he's not afraid to come up and make that hit.
Do you think he's better than Taylor Rapp though?
Abrams? No, I think Taylor Rapp to me, ball skill wise, remind me of Troy Polamalu.
That's what I'm saying. To me, he's the best safety. So I'll be upset.
He just seemed to know how to find it.
He's the best safety. Like I'll be upset if we didn't take him, and then he's a beast. I mean, and we got. I'm not saying Abrams won't be good. I like Abrams, but take Taylor Rapp. Like I don't. Best player available type thing. I know they met with him a lot. He probably fit the system better. Yeah. But I want Taylor Rapp.
And listen, I totally get it. I totally get it. But I think with Abrams, what they look at is, I'm telling you, it's something to them how they draft those players in terms of conference. We always, and I looked at the New England Patriots, they love getting those players out of the SEC and the Big Ten in those first two rounds. And when I look at Washington, I might be wrong, but I don't think Washington is in the SEC. And they certainly not in the Big Ten. So
Pac-12, right?
So that right there automatically eliminates them for me based on that pattern.
I would love to take Taylor Rapp.
I'm telling you, bro. I don't care how good Jonathan Abrams is, man. We don't take Taylor Rapp, I'm gonna be hurt.
I think Taylor Rapp gonna go high, man. I think he's gonna.
No, I think that dude's a stud, man.
I like Taylor Rapp. You're not gonna get any.
This don't have anything to do with Jonathan. Jonathan Abrams he's a stud too, but I just want Taylor Rapp.
Where has Derrick been, man? I'm going to call him, make sure he's okay, man.
I don't know, man. He might be eating some corn chips or something.
Man, Gridiron's handling that business, man.
I don't know, man.
Whatever that means, that's what he's doing.
Patrick Taylor says, Noble, what do you think of our schedule?
What do I think of the schedule? I think the schedule this season is very favorable, man. I'm liking it, man. I'm definitely liking it. Like pretty much my prediction, just to make it safe. I did say when we did the video the other day, I said 11-5, but I'm going to say 11-5, 10-6 is what I'm seeing with this the schedule that we got. We got some games that's winnable games, but we also got some games that we possibly can lose, especially like games like in Denver, and Washington and stuff like that. Those games are kind of like trap games, and
you think we could lose to Washington?
Yeah, we could.
What?
Yeah, Washington always play us tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know it's gonna be tough.
They get up for us.
Win.
They get up for us every time.
No, I know it's gonna be tough, but I have 100% confidence we're gonna win. Now Denver, that's another story.
Yeah. Anytime we go to Washington, though, it's always a tough game. I don't care how many times we've been there. It's always tough.
Now, Risky says Abrams has a good personality, and that's another trait that the Lions like. They want people who can be locker room guys. I mean, that's why people like Antonio Brown is not here. Man Beast Morris says he won't make any predictions till after the draft. That's fair. I mean, you can make your way to early prediction right now.
Right,
that's all we do.
Like anywhere from 10-6 to 12. I mean, to 13-3, somewhere in that range. I think I went with 12-4 last time, but it just depends. Like for us to win.
Wait a minute. Hold on, real quick. Hold on,
not get hurt.
Yeah.
Hold on, Derrick, you back?
Yes, I am.
Okay, man. I'm like, how is he making comments in the chat, but he ain't said nothing? So I had to test it out.
I am sniffing. I'm coughing. I'm yawning. I'm dealing with my kid. So I've been on mute for probably about 20 minutes.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Because listen, but we was kind of getting used to the sniffle thing. It was kind of like, you know. Like it let us know you were still with us. You was like, yeah, I'm here. You know.
and look, I done took 2 Benadryl, so I'm done, man. I'm like, all of you know.
He like to start telling us things we don't need to know. Like, you know what to say. I ate me some chicken. What are you talking about, bro?
Denver definitely might be a trap game. No, that Denver game, I don't think we'll be winning that game.
That Denver game is always
here's a very good question right here from Dola Dynamite. He says, question, fellas, now due to the Chiefs/Hawks trade, you guys think we still beat KC? I think we beat them even more because of that trade. I thought that was a dumb trade for Kansas City. I thought that was a dumb trade.
A lot.
You gave up a whole lot.
And he got a new contract too, didn't he?
Right, got a new contract. He's making more money. I think he made more money than DeMarcus Lawrence. Get a new contract. You just dumped all those people to free up all this money, and now you don't pick until the third day.
And you put all the money on him.
Right, Andy Reid ain't that good at making picks like that. I mean, come on. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me that, okay, we come in, who we got to worry about? Agbar and Frank Clark, and we got to worry about Chris Jones. Okay, well, what that tell me is this. Our line will be able to keep those guys at bay for the most part because guess what? We're going to run the ball at them. Who are they linebackers? You know, you went out and got Tyrann Mathieu, right? And I love me the Honey Badger. You can't tell me nothing about the Honey Badger. I thought he was better than his counterpart who came out, and I was proven right. And I'm just saying, when he played the Lions, he ain't finna jump up there with Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones. So I'm just saying.
The Chiefs game for me was like, I have this weird thing where whenever I say something, I think the opposite is gonna happen. So I don't think we beating the Chiefs, and that's why I think we gonna beat the Chiefs. I don't think it. I feel like Matt Patricia is gonna develop a very, very concise game plan, and carry on gonna be running all over them.
Man, listen.
Now Tyreek,
it's something to say. You know, hey man, Patrick Mahomes ain't never been in Ford Field. That's a real place, man.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you go and look at Patrick Mahomes on the road, go and look at him on the road versus when he's at home, right? You're gonna see 2 different players, right? Not saying you're gonna see a bad player and a good player, but you're gonna see 2 different players. And what you're gonna see is when he's on the road, you know, most of the time when he was on the road, those crowds teams were already defeated. So he didn't have to fight against the crowd or nothing like that. The one game he had to fight against the crowd was against the Rams. And what happened? They tried to air it out. They were just back and forth airing out. Both defenses was terrible. And I'm sitting there watching teams run on the Chiefs.
That game was
it was terrible.
I mean, Mahomes, that to me that shows like his youth because he just kept trying to home run it. And you know, we've seen Stafford do that when he was young. So and he kept trying to home run it, and then he just threw through. I've seen Stafford do that plenty of times.
Right, and so, I just think that at the end of the day, I think that to me, this trade actually favors us because, like I said, if they want to trade back up in this draft, they're gonna have to come up off some picks.
Now the biggest thing, fella, is what's gonna go on with this Tyreek Hill situation. Is Tyreek going to be suspended?
I'm not even worried about Tyreek Hill
because if Tyreek Hill doesn't play, you know, so I definitely think that we have a chance. You know, but if he plays, man, whoever covering them, man, they're gonna have a busy day.
I just think they're gonna have two people follow him. I think Coleman gonna be following him, and I think a safety's gonna be up in the box following him.
Yeah, I think that's
how we got Darius Slade, so we can play man coverage because we got Slade.
Yeah, so, but now, you know, he got that cheetah speed, man.
Now, Dolomite says, so who y'all think the Seahawks is going to target with those two picks? Well, I am a Seahawks fan as well. So the Seattle Seahawks have been trying their best to live without building the offensive line. So one of those picks are going to go towards the offensive line and getting that part fixed up. Keep in mind, Seattle has foregone and traded out of the first round. Every year ever since 2012. So, you know, I can see them going offensive line with one of those picks and getting him a bigger target at wide receiver. But then again, they also need to re-up. So players like Jalen Ferguson would be in play. And the other player that people are not talking about is Ben Bangagoo. He's going to be in play as well for them.
Risky said this, and this is interesting. He said Darius Slade can cover Tyreek Hill. Do y'all agree with that?
Yes.
What about Noble?
You said, do I agree with Darius Slade covering Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he can cover him, but keep up with him. Can he do that? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too many people in the league that can keep up with Tyreek Hill when he, you know what I'm saying, when he's flying down the field. I done seen many guys get burnt. But here's the thing,
I don't know. I mean,
it's going to be a cushion, though. He's going to give him a little bit of a cushion. He runs a 4.3.
He's going to have to give him some cushion.
Yeah, so I mean, Tyreek Hill don't run a 4.3. He's faster than that.
That dude,
like, you can tell on the field. I don't know what he run, but it ain't whatever the combine says. Like the dude, like he's like the fastest dude I've ever seen on a football field.
Right.
Right. But I do think Darius can cover him just because he's 6'1". And he has speed, but, you know, it depends on the matchup because, you know, Andy Reid know how to put Tyreek Hill in. Like, he'll put Tyreek Hill on, like, Devin Kennard somehow.
But you know how Andy Reid will use him. Andy Reid put Tyreek Hill in all type of positions. Like, he's in the backfield. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's all over the field. So you got to literally stay on that guy.
Yeah, he did the same thing with Deshaun Jackson when he got him.
Covering Travis
Jeff, he did the same. You're right. He did the same thing with
now Sean Jones says y'all not upset about them overlooking Brandon Powell. I'm not, because to me, they're not overlooking him. Yeah, I don't think they're overlooking him. You got to keep in mind that he's already said we're not going to come out. Bob Quinn has said this. We're not going to come out every game in a 4 wide receiver set. So they're going to be having their receivers be interchangeable, and Powell is going to earn his money on special teams as well as other little slot assignments. So I don't think necessarily overlooking.
I do want to see him in a rotation though.
But I think they're going to give him a chance to get that third spot, even over Amendola. But I definitely think he's making a team. I think they're going to give him a chance. Like, he hasn't really had a chance to have a chance.
Yeah, right. He hasn't had a chance to
play. So, I think now that Golden Tate is going, he's definitely going to have a chance to be that 4th or 5th wide receiver, or even 3rd, depending on how good he is.
Now, listen, I don't know.
I think we're not bringing back TJ, is we?
No, I don't think so.
Nah, I mean, it's still a possibility after the draft, depending on how things lay, because he know the system. But Derrick, you still there?
I'd be concerned.
Yeah, what's good, man? What's up?
I'm just making sure you're okay, because you took that Benadryl, and I know Benadryl and me don't get along. I'll be on this thing sleep. You hear me? All right, give me some Benadryl. Listen, giving me Benadryl is like getting me drunk. I'm knocked out.
I thought you was about to say Pepto-Bismol. Oh,
nah, man.
Oh my God.
But yeah, how long have we been on? I think it's been 2-hour mark, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, y'all make the decision of we gonna keep going or what, So
yeah. I think we gonna keep it going for about 15 more minutes. Get them some 15, 20 minutes.
All right. Well, you the host, man. Look, check that chat out. They talking to us now.
Let's go. So basically, the question is out there. You know what I'm saying? We got Jesse James on the team, and a lot of people want to know how Jesse James will be utilized. And I think, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to just go ahead and start it off. I think that the Lions, how they're going to use him, they're going to use him definitely with the block game. And I definitely think that they're going to use him more so in the red zone. He's going to be definitely a red zone target because of his size. What you guys think?
To me, the thing is this. When you watch, okay, let's just take a second. I hate for people to do this, but let's take a look at how are they utilizing the tight end in New England. And then I want you to take a look at that. So what you see is the tight end is asked to do a whole lot of blocking. And so what happens is, because he's blocking so much early on, when they do call a fake or delayed route, he's generally set free, scot-free. So I think what they're going to do is he's going to be a decoy a whole lot. But what they're going to do, they're going to try to mix it up so that you don't know if he's blocking or if he's going to run for a route, so it can kind of keep your offense at bay and open up a lot of those post routes.
Okay.
Yeah, keep that defense honest.
Yeah, I think with the combined, whether it's TJ, whether it's Irv Smith, whether it's Noah Fant, whoever the other tight end we going to bring in, him and JC James are going to be, they're going to be a nightmare for whoever, because the teams, based off of what Luke was saying, what are the teams going to do if you have Kenny G, Marvin Jones, both of the tight ends, and Kerryon Johnson just sitting in the backfield? Like, they're not going to know what to do.
Well, we got two questions. I'm gonna remember both the questions, but I want to go to this one. It's from Andre, who says, "Okay, I'm not advocating for this, but what would your reaction be to DK Metcalf at 8? That the Detroit Lions are the same old Lions? Because to me, that's called a luxury pick. You can't tell me that you're going to look for the best player available for need and then go out and give $5 million to Danny Amendola and then turn around and draft a receiver." Okay,
my response is Jordan Crawface.
You know, you just, it's no reason for them to do that. It's a luxury pick. This team is not in a position to take a luxury pick. It's just not.
Yeah,
there.
I agree with you, man. Like, if they got I'll just be sad. Like, I would just be sad. Like, honestly, like, I'll be like, like I just like, I'll be so. I mean, that'll be like them taking Ebron. Like, what are you doing? You know. And right. Maybe says Noah Fant will be a beast. Noah Fant and Stafford would be insane.
Sag Nasty, just so you know, because Sag Nasty got a question, I'm going to read it. But Sag Nasty, just so you know, I was contact for somebody who wants to challenge you to another mock draft before the draft. So I have a challenger who is trying to take your belt. So I might have to reach out to you, because we got a challenger who wants to take that belt from you. But his question is, what are y'all thoughts about them trading? Make sure I go back and read. I think he said trading down, and I think he might have meant trading up. But if you're saying that,
he might have been trade down.
I don't know, because to me, trading down seems like it makes sense. If the person that they've already said that they want, those mid-round talent, so. Trading down makes sense. I gotta believe he means trading up. I can see the trade up happening possibly, but it depends on who is there for the trade up. And to me, it would have to be a cornerback that they didn't think would make it that far to him. No, he's being traded down. So okay, so trading down it is. I think that is definitely on the table, because I think honestly, they're going to keep. He's doing the things for the money.
Yeah.
So I think trade down is about right. Okay.
I actually think, one thing about Bob Quinn, in the first round, we never seen him trade up. But in the second round, he's done it. In the third round, he's done it.
He did it with Kerryon. He did it with Kerryon.
Like, we got Kerryon that way. We got Tracy Walker and Shanahan that way. So I don't think he would trade down, but trading up, I mean, that could happen. Manby says, he said Noah Fant would be like Ingram for the Giants, but Eli Stratton. Yeah, man, look. We know Hawkinson and Irv Smith are better, but we didn't know Fant. You ain't gonna hear no complaints from me, man.
Noah Fant of all the tight ends has the most drop passes. Fact. Fun fact.
Hey, man, Noah Fant ain't Eric.
Come on, man, that can't be food for thought right now.
I'm not knocking on Noah Fant. I'm not. But there are some times, and there's been on film where you can see where he, again, particularly against the Kansas with the Cougars, whatever they call them. But I watched it where he, wide open, nobody there, hits him in his hands, clean as day. He dropped it, and that wasn't the only
quarterback for this Iowa team.
I'm drawing a blank on the name.
Like, why is he not a household name?
Well, the thing is, I think like I said, the college. I need, what? I probably should do a college segments and stuff. I'm probably getting more into the college part, but a lot of the time, what you're seeing is I think a lot of times what you're seeing is in terms of the prospects. that are coming out is how contingent are they upon the quarterback. What I look at is I do take that into account, because when I talk about Zach Gentry from Michigan, who I said, hey, he's a pretty good pick who I think could be picked up in the later rounds. Yeah. But I repeatedly went over, the quarterback fell in them. Give me 1 second, fellas. I need to tend to my child. Give me 1 minute.
I don't know, man. I know Noah Fant drops some passes, but I think he's gonna be great, man.
You think Noah Fant's gonna be great?
No, I think.
Who would you take between them two?
No, I'm taking Hawkinson. He's the best.
You taking Hawkinson all day? Now, didn't Noah Fant start? Did he start?
Yeah, he did start, but I'm taking Hawkinson because he has more abilities.
See, that's the biggest thing, man. Like, I just want to make sure, man, when we draft it, man, that we get the best possible selections that we can get, man. Guys that's going to impact the team, man. And I definitely think that getting a Hawkinson will be an impact. He will be an impact player on this team, especially if we trying to run the ball, especially if we want to be a smash mouth type of football. You know what I mean, JMO?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, we get TJ Hawkinson and Jesse James. Like I said, teams ain't gonna know what to do. Because you got to remember, Kerryon and Kenny G still on the field.
Right.
Like, Marvin Jones still will be on the field. Like, what they ain't going to know what to do.
Okay, right. I'm back. Now, any of y'all who have children, y'all know that when it gets too quiet and you got kids, they doing something.
They're doing something. Oh, yeah, they're doing something
going on. Yep.
Yeah, he got way too quiet for my liking. And I was like, now, hold up. I ain't finna do for these games. And sure enough, I walk around there, and what is he doing? He has out his paint set, which I have no clue how he got it because it was up somewhere high. He got it and is literally putting handprints on my wall. So when I get off this stream, I got work to be done.
Yeah. That's Make sure you use some bleach and all that stuff to get it.
Man.
Lord. He said, why take a tight end? You got Jesse James and Roberts. Well, look, I'm not high on Michael Roberts at all.
Y'all still ain't forgiving Michael Roberts for last season for that drop.
I'm not, bro. Michael Roberts threw our season away.
But it's cool. One pass, man. One pass.
No, bro. I'm not high on Michael Roberts, but like, look, Jesse James, he's great, but I don't think Jesse James is a superstar. And we need more than one good tight end. Yeah. And Michael Roberts he's not gonna fit that bill. You put him with another great offensive tight end, like if we had a Travis Kelce on the team and we still had Jesse James, like that's just so much more dangerous. And it's about versatility. Like, what if we get what if Jesse James get hurt? Then what? What if the person we pick get hurt? Then we got Jesse James. Y'all got to think a little bit deeper sometimes, you know?
And the true answer to that question of why would you do it is because Thomas is here on the tryout, so he's not guaranteed to stay here, and he's really here on the tryout to be more so.
So who is Thomas going to be battling out with, though? Is he going to be battling out with Roberts?
Whoever in camp battling.
Yeah, it's going to be a camp battle. They're trying to create competition. Michael Roberts is being overlooked because Michael Roberts has consistently shown that he's not running the right routes, and on top of that, he's had some times where he's had some costly drops in crucial times. It seems like the game at times gets too big for Michael Roberts. So so what you're going to see is they're looking for somebody that can give you something that they are used to having, which is a complete tight end, and that's why I think that the role is going in that way. Yes, he did make finger paintings, but it was more like hand paintings on top of hand paintings for more hand paintings. But luckily, it's watchable paint. I just got to watch it.
Okay.
So,
shout out Nolan Johnson, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the DVD. Remember, he said, but we don't need a superstar tight end. Oh, why? My question is, why don't we need a superstar tight end?
Yeah,
everybody got one but us.
Yeah.
So why don't we need one?
I would love to have a Kelce type player on this team.
Well,
George Kittle. Like, I don't know why don't we need a superstar tight end?
Here's the thing: if you look at the teams who don't have those tight ends, right? Like those, because I'm
going to there's a lot more pressure on the quarterback and the receivers and the running backs when you don't have a tight end.
Now, Roland G says, but Luke, the Lions didn't utilize the tight end like the other teams, and that was the problem. That's why that guy who we don't name is fired, and he's now the running back coach wherever he's at.
Okay. And there wasn't nobody to utilize.
Now, Kedrick says, get Toliola back. He was improving last year. Here's the problem. The Lions have made it clear they're not looking for people to improve. They're looking for you to come in and play. If I gotta wait for you to improve, then guess what? It's been great. If he had such a great improvement, they wouldn't have talked to every tight end in the draft and brought them in for meetings and did all the other stuff. It's because those tight ends did not provide anything other than a few blocks here and there and a half decent catch where they were literally tackled where they caught the ball and brought down. So
let's see my boy Charles Alexander, man.
Man, listen, man, it's not me. You know, and even Sean Jones admit he was slow as molasses. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was super slow. Carl Alexander, shout out to you, Carl. He said, "What corner should we draft?" Well, I want Byron Murphy, but what we should draft, it depends on what round and who's there, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Go Lions said,
so it goes back to the point of
Go Lions said, why haven't we done any Jesse James stats? Because Jesse James was underutilized in Pittsburgh. They was trying to keep Jesse James. They wanted him on the practice squad, but that didn't work. So they went to give him a few snaps, and they had to give him a few snaps. That didn't work. And then eventually they got into such a way that it was like, okay, we got to let somebody walk. So they let him go. But again, that's going to be an adjustment on their end.
Yeah, I still feel like they made a mistake letting him go, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you for giving them to us. I'll gladly take them.
Oh, yeah.
Now Blaze Brown is one of those guys that I was going to do a film study on, but I think what stopped me from doing it was because what's the word I want to use? After I watched the film, I found myself understanding what they was doing in terms of the patterning, and he's going to be a mid-round draft pick for them that they're going to look at. So, you know, and that's the real truth of it. Kedrick says, at least we ain't the Cowboys waiting about to bring that cane to every man. I mean, listen, I don't understand why they brought him back. I don't.
They call this man out of retirement.
Boy, they about to pay Dak Prescott more than Matthew Stafford. These dudes is like crazy right now.
The crazy part about it is this. Here's how you can manage a quarterback. The really good quarterbacks still perform even when everything around them is crumbling. And I think Stafford has shown that he's one of those quarterbacks. When one piece is missing from Dak Prescott, it's reverted back to what he looks like, a third or fourth round draft pick. And that's just the truth.
You telling me that Prescott was gonna take, Noble, Derrick, me, and you to Green Bay like Stafford did and blow them out by 31 points? That's what you're gonna tell me? Listen. Like he took everybody in the chat. Like who was he throwing to? I want y'all to name me one receiver he was throwing to, not named Kenny Golladay.
Sean Jones.
Who was he throwing to?
We can't tell you that.
Brandon Powell. I think he threw a couple of passes to Brandon Powell. That's it. Like he was throwing to Sag Nasty and Carl and Dolo. He was throwing to y'all.
Now Cowboys. Okay, so Kedrick says White is basically Davis. Sean Jones says I hate how Devin White tackles. Go Lion says Cowboys get no combo here. Stop, Luke, wasting time. Man, listen, you are absolutely right, but I just had to bring it up in terms of showing people that they so hard on our players, but we could have it so much worse. There are going to be some people that if the Lions have a crappy season who are going to say fire Bob Quinn, right? But then I'm going to ask them to show me who you bringing in here and why. And then on top of that, I'm going to show you why he won't get fired even if they have a bad season, because he's doing something that we have not done in a long time, which is build a squad. But they're not going to have a bad season this year. I would be shocked if they did. Anything else?
Now, what do you think the fans are going to say if Matt Patricia don't get it done in the second year?
I think Matt Patricia. I think
he's probably going to get fired.
The fans are going to say the same thing they said after his first year: fire him. But the more I look at it, they're not firing him.
I don't know, man. If we go like 6-10 again, he gotta go.
Because I know Arizona's coach didn't even get a shot, man. 1 year and he was out of there.
Exactly, go Lions. You don't want to get me started on the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys, bro. Don't get me started.
You know that was they felt that Kingsbury, whatever his name, they felt that he was going to be the second coming of McVay, and that's why they wanted to take the risk. They didn't like the some of the way that the draft picks went, and these were people that allegedly that was forced on the Arizona Cardinals head coach, and he didn't, he wasn't really for it. So
yeah, like I said, man, Josh Rosen is in the worst situation ever because he got sacked 44 times last year, man. Like that's hard. It's hard to win like that. And when that happens, and then somebody like Kyler Murray pops up, it's not good, bro.
Right.
Like Jared Goff played like he played his first season, and Deshaun Watson and them and the Rams was up there. I don't know if Jared Goff will be there. They probably would have got one of them other quarterbacks.
I mean, but to show you the level of how important it is, to show you the level of how important this stuff is. I mean, just look at what Jared Goff looked like under Jeff Fisher, and then all of a sudden Jeff Fisher go out and they get a new head coach who puts the ball on the ground and it situates the short pass game. And once that short pass game was gone with Cooper Kupp being out, it got real for Mr. Jared Goff. Because they couldn't run the ball, and he had to throw the ball further, and that's where the problems came in for him.
Now, what type of offense does Darrell Bevel? What type of offense does he run? Because I really want to know. I really didn't look at it and really take a look.
Well, he said he's going to run our offense based on us, so it's not time.
Yeah, it's adaptive.
His offense is going to be based on the football team.
Yep, it's based on who we play, when we play him, and what we got working at that time. If our running backs ain't working, he's not going to run the ball to death. So I mean, I get it. Kedrick says, "How you feel about DeMarcus Christmas round 6?" DeMarcus Christmas. You're gonna have to remind me of that school because the name sounds familiar, but the school's gonna help me make sure I'm thinking of the same person. So give me the name of the school to go along with that name.
I never heard of Chris. I never heard of DeMarcus.
I heard of the name, but I can't remember the school.
Oh wow! Trosser Sports Talk said, "Hey, as Nate Burleson said, don't feel sorry for Josh Rosen. Go out there and compete for your job." Well, no, look, this is why I say I feel bad for him, and this is my personal opinion. I'm not the authority. He's not better than Kyler Murray on his best day. He never will be better than Kyler Murray. That's just the way that I feel. I think that's just it. Like some guy like Baker Mayfield ain't better than Patrick Mahomes. Like some guys are just not better than.
The problem
he's just in a bad situation. That's just personally how I feel.
In terms of Kyler Murray, is they're comparing Kyler Murray to Russell Wilson, but what they don't realize is Russell Wilson has grossly been underprotected, and it got worse when Marshawn Lynch left. So
and Russell can't. He couldn't throw like that coming out.
Right. So I mean, those are some of the things to look
Russell,
at.
you got an arm though.
No, he got an arm. I mean, like Russell still misses easy passes. Like in the playoff game, he was missing like easy pass. Like Kyler he can really throw.
Willie, if you still here, I do not have an email from you. Please put in your in the title that is you because I don't have an email from you, and I want to.
Oh yeah, Luke, I got some other people that are gonna hit you up. I'll tell you off air.
Okay, yeah, because I wanna be able to have that meeting and have that discussion. But again,
I can't wait, man.
We are already at that mark though. Noble. So, I don't know if you want to call it, but
yeah, we'll call it.
Okay. Yes, Crimson, we are still on. See, Crimson, I got something special for you. And I listen. So Crimson is hilarious, and I've been thinking about this. How can I have fun with Crimson? Yeah. I can't do it before the draft because that's not gonna work. I need for him to have all the material in the world. So I'm gonna wait till after the draft to hook up with you, Crimson, because this is gonna be hilarious. I know you're gonna have something crazy.
I have to be on when you do this with Crimson, dog. That's my dog.
Yeah.
That dude is hilarious, man.
He's always around, man.
Chip says, "Good talk, fellas. Keep doing y'all thing, man. We appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of us and being a part of the show and listening in. And we just enjoy and respect all the support, man."
Yeah.
Risky said Abram also lines up on the D line. Okay, that's very useful. That's probably why they like him.
I'm sorry, who?
He said Abrams lines up on the D line.
Yes.
Yeah. He plays on the ball. He plays in the box.
Yeah, he plays in the box. He'll come up because they in at his school they blitzed him a lot. They'll have him come up and he took off. Remember how me and you did that film study and I was showing you like, listen, you sure about this? And you was like, oh my God, yeah, it's totally different with this guy.
Yeah. Okay. So I got to go look at Abrams more. Got to go check him out. He Mississippi State, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I got to check him out some more.
Right.
So yeah,
the good player or the great player from that school.
Yeah.
He used to clean up a lot for his buddy.
and I also like that corner too. That's from there. Jamal Peters. I like him as well.
Okay.
He's solid.
Like I said, but go ahead, Noble man. Go ahead and get that good old stick so we can like listen. Let me just give my quick shout out really quick just to close it out, man.
Let's go ahead.
I want everybody to know. Please be ready and prepared. It's about to go down Thursday night. We will be live. We will be taking phone calls. We will be doing everything possible so that we can make sure that we are keeping up with everything. We're going to have everything King on with us. We're going to have Detroit's own Big Will on with us, and then the four usual suspects. We're going to do the whole first round, and I want you to be there because I think it's something that is going to be fun to do. We're going to see who's right, who's wrong. If I'm wrong, please come in the chat, clown me, have fun with it. It's all good. Top tier says, Luke, tell the challenger to call my agent. I hear you, man. I hear you. He said, tell him to call my agent. He the king. I got it, man. And that's always people I leave you with my famous quote, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Man, I can't wait for the draft and to do it with everybody. Just some shout outs to my boy Trossel Sports Talk. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. Shout out to my TV members, Man Beast, Nomis Johnson, Carl Alexander. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Risky Football Talk. Make sure y'all go subscribe. And I do want to say Kelly Stafford, she had her surgery. And she's back recovering, so we hope everything goes well with that. All prayers up for that. Hope everything's going well with that situation.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Support. And then that leaves you, Derrick. I'm Derrick. Derrick, look, I forgot he got us on mute. Derrick, and Derrick, hey, man, appreciate all y'all. Love to see those lights getting up there.
Not even funny. Not even.
Okay.
I had to eat some Hot Pockets, man. That's how I sound, though.
Did you mute us for a Hot Pocket? No, what kind of person mute somebody for a Hot Pocket?
Y'all ain't want to hear me. Y'all ain't want to. Hey, man, look, I'm tired.
Well, we hear you breathing and sniffling. I mean, we might as well get the whole effect.
I had my bad, man. I had 2 Hot Pockets. I had to deal with my kid. It's been a long day, man.
Man, listen, I totally understand.
That's how I sound. Okay, so I'm gonna start sounding like that, man. So I just want to say to everybody out there. Man, you know how you hear yourself back. That's cold. That's real cold, man. So to everybody out there, man, don't forget we're gonna be live on Luke G 7:30 on Thursday, and then look for me. It's back on my channel on Tuesday, and we got the show with PA on Monday night. So be tuning in for that, guys.
All right.
Yeah. So we like to thank everybody that stopped by the channel on today. This was the grand finale up to the big day on Thursday, which everybody's excited for. We're excited for this day. It's finally came. Our competitive juices are flowing. Our mouths are watering. Definitely, man. We getting ready to do something epic, man. This season has to be our year. This has to be our time where we make an impact in the draft, man. And I think how the Detroit Lions are going to be better is this team has definitely got to do it in the draft. So I'm with Bob Quinn on everything that he's been doing. So he better not mess up this draft, man. We coming, Bob.
Hey, I'm with PA on that. You better not mess up this draft, Bob.
But shout out to DBE, shout out to DSA, Travis Troxel, Micro Mike, everybody, Risky Football Talk. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe to all the channels. Definitely, they're going to be in the description. And we'll be back to you on Thursday with an epic show. It's going down. All right, you guys, we out of here. Peace.